Oh my gosh, that's a beast. Hey y'all, good morning. Well, goodness gracious, we got something right here interrupting the intro, splashing behind us before I can even talk. Hopefully that's a good sign, but me and you, we're gonna try to have us a day catching some blues, maybe a big flathead, or who knows, maybe a bonus catch like that if we're lucky. But that sun is getting ready to pop up over the horizon over there, and we're ready to drop baits down right now. So I'm gonna put the camera here in the chest. I'm gonna show you how we're setting up here. I'm in my native Slayer kayak, no electronics on here, so I'm used this phone app with the contour lines and hopefully get us where we need to be. But you see how this creek right here runs out, and you've got this kind of the contours, they kind of drop off, and you go down to a little deeper part of the ledge here. Well, we're right off this drop. At least that's where I'm hoping we're at. Impossible to know for sure without a graph to confirm. But that's where I'm trying to set us up, and I'm trying to put us right here in front of this creek behind us, right here where as fish work up and down this ledge or go in and out of this creek, hopefully we're going to be in the way. And I've got us a shad laid out here. I've got a few different baits for us today. But we're going to start out with the shad because that's what I've had the best success with of the baits I've used on some recent trips. So we'll start out with that. 2 rods set up. We're going to have a head and a chunk. We're going to be using light tackle gear today. So we hook into a monster fish, we in for a good time, and I'm hoping we do hook into a monster today. Good news is, if you're seeing this video, we at least got something, because you ain't seeing no skunk trip on this channel. So we're going to take this hook, go out to gills there, up between the nostril of this shad head. It's a number 1 size shiner hook, 15-pound fluoro. That's a Carolina rigged leader. We got a little swivel egg sinker there, 2-ounce egg sinker, 15-pound braid. And this is one of the Catfish Sumo light tackle rods and a Daiwa BG 4000 size reel. So I'm dropping this bait straight down to the bottom. And then once it's down there, I'm going to raise it up so that it's about 2 to 3 feet off the bottom. I want it right in the fish's face as they swim along bottom. I want an easy meal for them down there. This rod and setup here will be the exact same. Basic difference is we're just going to have different types of baits. We'll have a head and a chunk here to start. I've got yellow bass, I've got shell cracker, I've got drum, we've got a variety of baits, folks. So we're going to be able to offer them, hopefully, whatever they want today. So there it goes. We'll get this set, and then me and you, we'll sit here and watch the sunrise come up. And tell some stories. Biggest story being of the day, why I'm in this kayak here instead of my Hobie Lynx that I've been fishing out of. We got a little problem with the Lynx, folks. Hard times going on with it. So next 2 or 3 trips probably going to be in this thing until I can get some repair work done. But we'll go over all of that. We'll go ahead and toss this tail out there. But anyway, we set up here now. My plan is to fish for just a little while this morning here. I really want to see what's going on at sunrise. Lately, when I have been in an area with fish, the sunrise bite has done well. Now, I've had some days that haven't been so well too, but I've still gotten action, just haven't gotten as much. But it seems like there has been a time period going on lately from about sunrise to hour to some days 2 hours past sunrise where I'm getting some good action, and then it really slacks off. Even if I'm on a good bite, it really starts to slack off as the sun gets higher up in the day. So we're going to fish for a little while out here this morning. The wind it's blowing a little bit right now. It's not bad, but it is supposed to really ramp up as the morning goes on. So going to be a short trip today, and because of that, I'm just going to leave the camera rolling. Me and you, we're going to have us a real fishing trip, y'all. We'll set out here, hopefully reel in some fish. Again, if you're seeing this, we did. We'll tell some stories. I'll tell you what's going on with the Lynx, why I'm in this kayak. We'll talk a little bit more about how I've got this kayak set up. I've not done a trip in this thing well, all year, all of 2026. I bought this kayak last, I think it was around last June or July, maybe. I got it last summer. This is a Native Slayer Propel 10 LTE. That means it's 10 foot long. Got their pedal drive here. And the LTE, it's their fancy letters for light, a lighter weight kayak. Not as light as my Hobie Lynx, but certainly much lighter than my Hobie Pro Angler. So it's a small, compact platform, 10 foot long. The advantages of this kayak: one, it fits in the back of my truck without the need of a bed extender. It's light enough. Well, again, it's not as light as my Hobie Lynx. This kayak, I believe it's 75 pounds. 75 or 85, fully rigged with pedal drive, seat, everything. My Hobie Lynx, on the other hand, the hull is 47 pounds, and then with the seat and pedal drive, it's 65. So this is a little bit heavier than the Lynx, but I'll tell you, it feels much heavier. And I don't know why that is. I don't know if it's because of the shorter length, maybe even though it's a lighter weight, because it's compact size, maybe it just feels heavier. I don't know, but either way, it is lighter than the Hobie Pro Angler for sure that I have. It was lighter than the Old Town Big Water I had. And so it's manageable. It's manageable to get it from your vehicle to the water just using the wheels, which I have on here, the Native Sidekick wheels. I've got those too when I bought this kayak last year. You can see I've jimmy rigged us a boat cleat here to tie my anchor rope off to. That's a paddle holder. So that thing's doing double duty today. It could be a paddle holder. It could be an anchor rope holder. Who the heck knows? It's whatever we need it to be. So anyway, other advantages of this kayak: it's stable enough we can stand up in. I mean, I can stand up, pee, land a big fish. Hopefully we'll land some out here today. It's got a nice front storage hatch there for getting inside the hull. So I was able to drill into the hull and bolt on my rod holders there. So that's nice. Those are good and secure. They're up in front of the pedal drive, out of the way. And it's got those nice flat areas there. So if you want to bolt into the hole, you could. So there are some advantages of this thing. Of course, in the back area here, I've got a big enough area to put a big cooler, bait tank, whatever I need. So those are the advantages. What are the disadvantages of this kayak? Well, the thing I dislike the most about it, it's slow. It is the slowest pedal drive kayak that I have owned. And I don't think that's really because of the pedals themselves. I think it's just the hull design. The shorter length kayak is going to be slower anyway. And then honestly, I don't really know why it's as slow as it is, but it's slow. When I've had to graph on here last summer and I could see my speed, me pedaling at a fast but sustainable clip, let's say, is about just under 3 miles an hour, okay? That same pedaling cadence in my Old Town Big Water kayak I had with a similar kind of bicycle style pedal, that would have had me at like 3.5 to 3.7. That same, it's a different pedaling motion in my Hobie Lynx, but the same kind of energy level I would be putting out, I'm going to be 3.5 to 4 mile an hour range. So it's, when you think, well, Justin, that's only maybe a half a mile, 0.7 miles an hour difference. That's not that much. It really isn't, but percentage-wise, it's a big difference. So it is slow. The other thing that I really this kayak, I don't understand their thought process. And I guess because this thing was made for bass fishermen. But your pedal drive drops in here, and then you've got this plate that covers the pedal drive opening so that when you are pedaling, water don't splash up in here, right? This plate has these bungees that clip on these hooks. The hooks are not screwed in, they are riveted in. So you can't just easily take them on and off. And you might think, Justin, well, why would you want to take these hooks off? Well, I'll tell you exactly why. Because if you're like me and you're throwing a cast net to try to get some of your bait, you throw the net, you bring in your shad, whatever, you've got your net here as you're dumping your bait out, your net's going to get hung on all 4 of those, because it ain't just one hook, it's 4 of them. And so I'm assuming whoever designed this kayak never threw a cast net before. They must just be bass fishermen using artificials, because this right here, I said so many cuss words last year when I'd be trying to throw a net in this thing, and every time you go to throw again, you got to sit there and pick your net off them hooks. So that's the big thing that I don't like about this kayak. And y'all take a second here. Take a second and admire that sunrise. It's popping up over the trees. None of us know how many of these we got left. So let's soak it all in, baby. It's a beautiful morning out here. The sky it's a little fog coming off the water, a few clouds in the sky, but we got a nice view of that. That's the best. Well, reeling in a big monster fish today would be the best thing that happens today. But the second best thing, watching that come up. Some of y'all need to get your butts out of bed a little earlier in the day so you can see this kind of thing live. Some of y'all out there, you night owls, I know. I used to work night shift back in the day. I'd watch them sunsets on my way into work, and by the time I'd get off work, the sun would already be up. But if you can get up early, I recommend it, man. Go outside. These spring months, yeah, it's a little chilly this morning, really, honestly, but comfortable enough. You could be sitting out on your back porch, drinking your coffee, whatever it is you do in the mornings. I ain't a coffee drinker myself. Never had a taste for it. I'm just weird like that, I guess. I never liked coffee. I don't drink beer. I'm kind of for me, it's either water. I'll occasionally enjoy a Pepsi. I had a Dr. Pepper recently, and well, it was kind of delightful too. But yeah. But anyway, get your butt up out of bed. Go sit out on your porch and watch that sun come up once in a while. It's good for you. There's something about, man, when that sun hits your face, you can feel the warmth of it, right? Like you feel it. It's almost like it charges your back. I mean, it's almost like us humans, like we're like miniature solar panels. We're taking in the sun's energy, and I feel better. That's the only way I can describe it. Like when I'm getting up in the morning, when I'm out here on the water and that sun, I feel it hit my face, I just feel better. Maybe it's a psychological thing. Maybe it's a placebo effect. I don't know. But I don't think it's bad for me. Whether it's actually good for me or not, who the hell knows? But it feels good, and it ain't bad for me. Getting up out of bed, being productive at the beginning of your day, it just sets the stage for whatever else is yet to come throughout your day. That's a beautiful sight right there, man. I may have to bust out my sunglasses here in a minute. Once it gets up a little higher, it's going to be bright, and we're going to be facing right into it with the way the wind's blowing today. Yeah, folks, I'm going to bring you on a real fishing trip for 2 or 3 hours here, however long we fish. I don't know how long it'll be, just kind of going to depend on the wind, what we're catching. If we're catching fish and the wind slacks off or holds off, we'll sit out here and bust them, man. I hope we're in the right spot. Usually what I will do when setting up on a place like this where we want to be in front of the creek, and I really want to be at the bottom of the drop today. I would normally use that contour map, and like my graph on the other kayak there has the map card in it. That's the same, that's that Navionics app on my phone. So it's the same thing as the chip in my graph. But I would use the contour map in conjunction with the actual depth on the fish finder there to just make sure that I am where I think I am. And since I don't have the graph on this kayak, I didn't want to take it off of my other one for, because I'm only going to be using this thing, hopefully, for the next week or so. I can get the other one repaired, which I'll tell you about that in a minute. But anyway, we can't determine for sure that we are exactly where we think we are. And I want to be precise because we're only fishing 2 rods and we're dropping them straight down. So if I'm 50 feet off of where I want us to be, and we don't have any current flow out here this morning, which we don't, fish may not even know our baits are there. They may be going where I think they're going to go, but we're so far off, they never know about our baits. So that's a concern. I don't know the exact depth right now either. Our water has started to come up. It's not where it should be at this stage of the year. We should be at full pool right now. We're not, because we've been kind of in a drought in this area, but I can't confirm the exact depth, water temperature, nothing like that without a graph. So we kind of going old school today. We're just putting our baits where, in theory, they should go, dropping down anchor, and we're going to sit here. We're not going to be making a big run anywhere. Again, with this pedal drive being slower, we launched here in this creek, we come straight out of it, and boom, dropping down here. This is where we're going to fish at today. So, yeah, we're going to be rolling in this kayak for a little while. Again, I got this thing last summer, and what I'd kind of hoped it would be was a cross, a kind of a happy medium between my Hobie Lynx, which you all know I love. I've been fishing out of that almost exclusively, really for about the last year, because I've just been so into it. I love that kayak. But I also love the Old Town Big Water kayak that I have, which I recently sold it to one of my channel members. But the Lynx, super lightweight, but not very durable, and the paddleboard style hull, it's not very good in the wind. My Old Town Big Water, very durable, more storage space, does better in the wind. I was hoping this kayak would be kind of in the middle. I would have a little bit more storage and certainly a lot more durability than the Lynx, and still hopefully come in lighter weight, and it is certainly lighter weight than my Old Town Big Water. And I'd hope that maybe I would enjoy fishing out of this as much as I enjoyed fishing out of the Lynx, and then I would sell my Big Water and sell my Lynx, and this would be the perfect happy medium. Well, I went down, I tried it out. I went down to Dugout Bait and Tackle. I think it's bait. Oh, fish. We got one on that body section. It didn't take long, folks. The camera says 19 minutes here. 19 minutes and a sunrise later, we got us a fish. Ask this fish if he's ever seen a sunrise before. He should have got here about 2 minutes ago. He had seen it right when it's at its most beautiful. Now that sun's getting higher, the fog's going to start to lift a little more, and this fish is going to miss it all. We ain't going to miss him though, are we? I don't think he's going to be no monster, but he don't feel too terrible either. Can't complain about fish number one, y'all. Sometimes fish number one never happens. I've had days where it don't. I'm sure you have too. Gives me a little hope we're in the right spot. I didn't get a look at that fish. He come up, but I'm looking right into the sun. I couldn't see it. One of y'all grab a net back there. Is that a flat? No, that's okay, that's a blue. The way the sun's affecting my vision here, I thought it was a flathead for a second. Come back over here, fish. Nice fun sizer right here for starting our day, folks. We starting out with a quality fish. Now we're going to test the camera mount that I have jimmy rigged on here for today's trip. Here, let's set that back up here. Okay. Where are you at here, fish? Let me get to your mouth here, fish. One of y'all, if you want to be a helpful fishing partner, you could go ahead and get us another bait out. That way we'd be ready to drop it down here as soon as I'm done getting this hook out, which has proven to be more difficult than I thought it'd be. Right there in the flesh, I thought it'd pop right out. There we go. Now we got it, fish. Okay. Well, let's see what we can do with our jimmy rigged camera mount here. Hopefully we don't lose the camera. Hopefully we won't lose it overboard. That'll make for a bad day, won't it? That would make for a terrible day, folks. We don't want to lose no camera today. I'm already going to pay out the butt for fixing my Hobie links, which again we're going to talk about in a minute. Well, there he is, fish number one. Nice start, nice takedown. Well, he's got some. Fly your tail out there, fish. I know you're embarrassed about it. I want to show these people. Here, I'll take the camera. We'll do it like this. Look at this fish's tail, y'all. These bumps on him right here. What do you think that is? Looks like you got the herps, fish. You done got with the wrong woman there, fish. You gotta watch yourself now. Fish, he got the gift that keeps on giving, didn't he? Let's grab another shad out of here. I got a few shad left from yesterday's trip, which should have been the last video for regular viewers. We really didn't. Yesterday, caught some fish. Just didn't get a lot of them. So we had quite a bit of bait left over. And tomorrow and the next day, we're supposed to be getting some rain. Oh, there goes that rod. Now that's a better takedown there. Oh, goodness gracious. Y'all, bait that other rod for me, would you? Come on, bait that other rod now. These fish, they've come in, man. There's a school of them here. Back-to-back bites. There might be a whole pile of them down there we could be catching. Here's what I'm gonna do in just a second. We get this thing up here a little bit, maybe get a look at him. Before we land him, we're gonna drop down that other bait. I'm pulling this thing up, he ain't hardly fighting right now. Something's up with this thing. Did he get wrapped in the line or something and just quit fighting? He buried that rod, man. That's a nice fish. He's just not, he is wrapped up in it. Well, you know what? You just lay there and be calm a second, fish, while we get this other line down here. He's wrapped up in that line, folks, and when they feel constricted like that, they just go docile. They just go completely calm. So that fish quit fighting. We just pulled him up. Okay. Let's drop this down. We'll get him unwrapped from the line. He's going to go bat doo-doo crazy. We'll have to play him out a little more since he's still going to be full of energy. That's exciting though, man. We're just a few minutes into the trip and busting both baits. That is exciting, man. Okay, get that one done. Now let's see what we can do here with this fella. Yeah, you see how it's all wrapped around his head and his back. We're just gonna unroll him here. Oh, there he goes. There he goes. He's still got it around his head. He's wrapped around his head a couple times. How'd you do that, fish? I hate to net him like this, because when we get him unwrapped, he is gonna go crazy. I know he will. He still ain't fully unwrapped. I don't think. No, he's not. I'm gonna have to end up landing him like this. And boy, we're gonna regret it when we bring him in. I have brought in a few fish before that they were just wrapped up, and man, when the pressure releases and they ain't fought, they ain't expended no energy, they will wreck. Of course, there ain't really nothing in here for him to knock out, since we ain't got nothing mounted to this kayak. No, okay, there he come out. He unwrapped himself then. The hell, I thought he did. He didn't. Let's just go ahead and land him. We need to get another bait down there, fish. You're a good one, though. He's bigger than the last one. Get him in that net. Get him in there. There. Oh, goodness. I could have done without the bath. Nice one. Boy, he's bigger than I thought. Y'all, that's a bigger fish than I just thought he was. I swear he got bigger as soon as he got in the net. How about y'all? You got water, you do. You got water all over the lens. I got water all over my lens here too. This thing, come here now, fish. I want you to sit here and act like somebody, would you? What'd y'all do with my pliers again? I ain't got nowhere to put this net with the pedals the way they are in this thing. Let's get our hook out here. Let's do something with that. Okay, man, this is a nice one, buddy. This thing has got a belly on it like, I don't know what. Oh, quit, fish. Boy, he just tore my thumb up. My thumb was still sore from yesterday. I had one get hold of me there yesterday too. There we go. Here, let me put y'all up here again. I swear I'm worried about this camera losing it overboard today. I'm worried about it, y'all. We're gonna try to make it work though. Okay. Don't flop. I feel him wanting to flop. There he is. He's wanting to flop. Get out here. Get out here. Danged old fish, I couldn't control him. That fish right there done tore my thumb to smithereens, buddy. He got him a little dessert with my thumb skin. Let me get that here behind us. I wanted to get a better picture with him, but I'm worried with that camera mount kind of jimmy rigged. If he hit it, that camera's going flying. So good news, if you're seeing this video, we didn't lose the camera today. I'm worried about it right now though. All right, well, that was fun and exciting. Let's, I just cut this other shad. Let's just go ahead and put it back on there. Yeah, my thumb, buddy, it's got all kinds of little cuts in there. One of them got me yesterday. And today, that one there, he said, I knew he was going to be too green. I just couldn't get him unwrapped from the line to let him play himself out before we brought him in. All's well in the end, though. We got him. We got our hands on him. He was bigger than I first thought. It's always a pleasant surprise. Okay. What is that sound over there? I'm gonna stand up a second, y'all. that birds over there? I heard a bunch of commotion. I don't know if it's birds over there flapping their wings right there in the water or carp spawning activity. Oh, you know what? I still got my phone right there in the floor of the kayak getting all wet by them fish. Y'all could have told me. Put that thing back in my pocket. Oh, goodness. Bear with me a second here, folks. I'm all tore up. I got to get my snot rag out here a second. It's allergy season, and it's a little bit cooler of a morning, and I'm all excited, and nevertheless, we back in the game. All right, man. Hey, can I give you a fist pump one time? By gosh, I'm gonna do it. We're fist pumping, we're soaking wet here. That fish got me splashed good. Worth it though. See, I tell you, man, you get up early, get on the water, we watch a beautiful sunrise, and then we start watching rods go down. But the fact we got two, boom boom tells me that we're probably anchored right where we need to be. That's a good sign. I'm happy with that. Gives me a little bit of, I mean, if we sat out here for an hour and we didn't have a tap at the bait, I'd begin to worry if maybe my anchoring was off. But I think we're good. I think we're going to be good here. It's just a matter of, will more fish come through while we're out here this morning? When we're setting up in places like this, I've said in some other videos, hell, I said it yesterday, which would be the last video. It's timing. It's you put yourself in a spot where fish are going to be or where they're going to work through, and then it just comes down to, will it happen while you're on the water? And when you're doing these shorter trips, like today, like I said, it's going to be a shorter trip. Don't know if it'll happen, but by gosh, it is, and we got another one here happening. He gave that head a little tap. He took a little nip at it. Guess he thought better of it. He said something's up with that. My thumb too, buddy. He took the hide off my dang thumbnail there. I used to wear a glove all the time. And my reasoning for wearing a glove was I didn't use a landing net. When I was using the heavier tackle, I was having big heavy leaders, I could just grab my line, reach down, grab the fish. And I prefer grabbing them because, one, you get better control of the fish. Two, you don't have to deal with the net, because a net big enough to handle the size of the fish we're catching takes up a lot of space. It gets hung on everything. You put it here, you bring a fish in, it's like, what do you do with the net? It's in the way. So I prefer just reaching down, grabbing a fish. So I would wear a glove, and that would better protect my hand. Well, when I've been doing the light tackle stuff, with the lighter line, I can't grab my line to reach down and grab the fish, because if that fish surges, he's back on this. Look at this. Acting like a little flathead, ain't it? I think he let it go again, but he was on it. He gave it a little tug. But if you use the lighter line and you've got a firm grip on that line and you're trying to reach for the fish and then he tries to roll or thrashes or surges, whatever, you're going to snap that line. And so because of that, I've kind of been forced to use a net. Like if you're going to do the light tackle catfishing, and I'm into it, man. I love this lighter gear. I would much rather catch a big cat on the lighter gear than the heavy stuff. But you got to use a net. And so when I started using that, I'm like, well, hell, the fish is already wore out by the time I get hands on it. Get it this time, fish. And there it go again. But it's like, the fish, most of the time, you fought them, you've landed them, they're wore out, you just reach in there and get them, That one there just happened to still be full of energy because we didn't get that. Oh, hold on. He's on this one now. That line is going that way. I think he just dropped it. We got some activity going on, folks. We've got some fish working through right now. I think I'm gonna check both of these baits since they've been hit. That one there, I believe, is gone. Glad we checked it. Well, let's reel this one up and check it. I think this one's still on. Yeah, that one's still on and looking good. Let's send it back down. We'll grab another bait for the right rod. I'm glad we checked that. Daggone fish. One of you's called the law for me. Oh, he hit it right then. Did you see that? I dropped it back down. He just nailed it. That other one stole from us, stole our bait. This one here tried to do it as soon as it hit bottom. I stuck him good, buddy. I felt him eat it down there. I must have put it right on his nose. I'll be doggone, buddy. Good timing on that bait going back down. Man, I had to put it right in his nose. That's awesome. Couldn't have timed it any better. If this camera wasn't rolling nonstop, nobody would have believed it. The nice thing about doing an uncut, unedited video like this is you see crap like that when it happens. Now the bad thing is we hook a snag or get a line tangle or any other craziness, you're going to see it too, unfortunately. But when something cool happens, it's nice to just have that camera rolling non-stop. I'm curious to get a look at him here. I don't think he's going to be all that big, but hell, the last one I didn't think was either, and then it surprised me. Oh, that's one of them danged old channel cats right there. Well, you know what, channel cats, you can wait a minute, buddy. We're going to pull another bait out. I want to go ahead and get our next, oh, that's a, I'll tell you what, let's get my bag up here. We can take a look at it. You can see what all I got here. Yellow bass, drum, shell cracker. We got a little bit of everything in here, but I want to get those shad first. Yeah, there's another one. I want to get the shad first because that's been working well for us, and it's obviously working for us today. Let's just go ahead and get these next baits ready. Well, if I can cut the thing, what's the hold up there? There we go. Let's cut this one. Got a little water in our floor here too. I got the scupper plugs in, and we've brought water in with those other fish. Let's drop this bait down before we land that pesky old channel cat. That way we get another bait down there in case there's more. And it sure looks like there's going to be today. We're off to a hell of a start right here, man. That channel cat, you know me, I don't really care for channel cats, but the way he bit, the timing of it was pretty awesome. I will give him that. If you're going to be a channel cat, at least have good timing. And he did. We're going to go ahead and net him too, though, just because he... and them channel cats, buddy, they're pesky. Even for their size. Like, they're a fiery fish, so we'll just go ahead and net him just to be safe. He's actually, you know what? This fish ain't even hooked. I'll be damned. Boy, this is an odd day. Look, I want you to look at this channel cat. He hit it as soon as we got it down to the water, folks, but look how the hook is. He's just lassoed. I think our other bait over there got hit. Did it get hit? It did. It did. We're on them, man. We're on them. Oh, we're not now. That one come free. Here, let's get rid of this channel cat, y'all. Say hi and bye to the channel cat. Where's that hook at now? There we go. Get out of here, Channel Cat. You've caused us all kinds of problems there. I hope you feel bad about it too. Let's move the net again, as we apparently catch the net with our hook. Okay, now let's get that out of the way. Let's drop this head bait down, and then we will reel in our other one just to see if that fish that was on it stole that bait too. Don't be telling them to steal our bait now. This ain't Sally Struthers giving out free meals now. They can have a bait, but we got to get the opportunity to reel them in. I want to reel in some more too. We're on a good time right here. This sunrise bite, man. I won't be shocked if it ends very soon, so I want to try to catch as many as we can here while we can. Yeah, he stole our bait. Daggone thieves up in here, folks. We got some thieving behavior going on. Let's see if we got some more shad up in here. There's another one. Another decent sized one anyway. Yeah, we got a few more decent sized shad in here. Good. I'm going with the shad right now because, like I said, that's kind of been the bait lately. I'd rather have skipjack, but man, it's like finding a needle in a haystack around here anymore. It's so damn time consuming to even try. Then it don't do any good, don't find any. Like, I can just go out and net shad 7 days a week and actually get what I need to get some opportunities to catch some catfish. So I'm at a point now, I'm done trying to catch skipjack. Until the population rebounds in my area, if it does, I'm just gonna use whatever I can get. So we're gonna be using a lot of shad this year, unless something changes. Shad's one of them baits that's just, it works, you know. There's better baits sometimes, but shad always works. Let's get rid of some of our water here. Like I said, we brought in some water with them fish, so let's get some of that out. There we go. Dry my hands off again here, folks. All right, I think we got 2 baits down there. We reset again, believe it or not. I don't remember exactly where we was at in the conversation about this kayak and my other one, but anyway, we'll try to maybe rerun some of it here, regurgitate what I maybe just said that I don't realize I said. But this kayak, I wanted it to be a happy medium between my Lynx and the Old Town Big Water, and it just didn't pan out like I had hoped. So I was like, well, I'm gonna sell this kayak. So one of my channel members, he had said that he wanted it last fall there, because I'd said I'd probably, when I decided to sell it, it was toward the fall, into summer, fall there, terrible time to be selling kayaks. Like, oh, I'm gonna wait until the spring to list it for sale. And one of my channel members, he was like, well, I'll buy it in the spring. I think he was moving in a place that was, if memory served me, I think he was gonna have a pond or something. And he was gonna get it. Well, he ended up not being able to take it. Well, I had another guy, channel member, that if that person didn't take it, he wanted it. Well, he ended up not being able to get it either. So I listed it for sale the other day. Is this guy going to run us over here? I mean, my gosh, buddy, if you can't see where you're going, slow your ass down. River's a half a mile wide, and he's gonna go by us here 10 feet away. I don't know that he even saw us, honestly. So anyway, I listed this thing for sale recently because I just been I love my Hobie Lynx, and since I've switched to the light tackle stuff for most of my catfish trips, I don't have to worry about the Lynx not being able to drill in the hull to mount the rod holder. Like this kayak here with that front hatch, I could get my hand up here where them bases are and be able to bolt them on. So those things are secure. We could be out here today with the heavy tackle, drags locked down, have a big takedown, no worries of any issues. If I tried that in my Lynx, because I can't bolt the rod holders in, they're just on them little plastic gear tracks, they would get ripped off. It would damage the gear tracks, maybe take a whole rod holder off. Like it'd be an accident waiting to happen. Well, with the light tackle though, my drag's being looser, those rod holders are perfectly fine on the Lynx. So anyway, I've been using the Lynx a lot, right? And so I listed this thing for sale. Well, last night, again, I took the Lynx out yesterday, last video there. Last night, I'm out there on my carport, and I'm doing my exercises. I've bored you all to death talking about that, but every day I've got a little workout routine that I do just to keep myself functional. I'm not a bodybuilder. I'm not trying to win some Arnold Schwarzenegger bodybuilding show or something, but I do want to be strong, and I want to be flexible, and I want to be able to keep kayak fishing sitting in the seat. It's not conducive for long hours, at older ages and stuff. And so I'm in my 40s now, and I have to take better care of myself. So anyway, I got a little routine I do all the time, and I do part of it outside, part of it inside, because I got me, last summer I got me this pull-up bar. So I do my pull-ups out there. I've got these, I forget what they're called, but you put your arms through them and hang so you can do your ab work, doing like leg lifts and stuff. So I've got those out there. So I do that. I hang from that bar too, just to work on grip strength and stuff. So I do a few things like that outside. And anyway, I'm out there on the carport. I'm doing my squats. And as I'm down, I'm looking toward the back of my Hobie Lynx, which is still in my truck bed. And I'm like, I see something. And I'm like, what is that? And so I go over there and I look and I feel, and I'm like, I've got a damn hole in my Hobie Lynx. There's a hole. Like I've busted the plastic, and part of the plastic was like curved and hanging down. That was what I was seeing at that angle. And I start feeling around, and the plastic's weak. Like I've got a hole here on this side, and then like the whole back side of it, I've worn down the plastic so much, it's just, you can push it in. Like if I tried, I could just push my finger right through it. And the other side doesn't have a hole, but it's kind of the same thing. Like the plastic's gotten real weak where it's worn down. And so that Hobie Lynx, it's not like a typical roto-molded kayak. Like this kayak here, they put the plastic in the mold, they bake it like in an oven basically. And so this thing here is strong. Like you could drag this thing across rocky shorelines. Now, if you do that long term, you'll eventually wear the hull down, maybe wear a hole in it even. But it would take a long time to do it. Like this plastic here, it's not as thick as like my Old Town Big Water or Hobie Pro Angler, because I mean, to save on weight in this thing, they have to use less plastic, right? So it is a thinner plastic than some of my other kayaks that I've had, but it's still significantly thicker than the Hobie Lynx. And so this kayak design here, any roto-molded kayak design is going to be more durable than, say, the Hobie Lynx, which is kind of like a surfboard. It's foam wrapped in just a thin plastic. And so because of that, it's kind of fragile. But that's what saves on the weight, because it's that thin plastic and foam, it don't weigh very much, right? So it's one of the trade-offs. You get the lightweight, but you don't get the durability. And so I have been very, very kind of careful. I mean, I guess it's the word. I've tried to be careful with it. I've tried to baby it when I'm launching and loading it for that very reason. But I guess when I've been dragging it, and so here, when I first got the links, let me tell you how I've done it. And some of you that watched my Florida trips last year, I filmed like how I would take the kayak out of my truck and walk it to the beach, like step by step. I filmed some of that on those videos. So I would take it out of the truck, flip it on its side, put the wheels in, and roll it down to the water. And that's okay, except for the fact that you have to flip the kayak on its side each time. And so what I've been doing when I'm launching at a place where I have a boat ramp is I just don't use the wheels at all. I will back the truck down the boat ramp, pull the back end of the kayak down, set it down, grab the front, and just kind of spin it around, right? Easy peasy. Well, end of the day, I get back, I back the truck down again, and I will take the kayak from the water and kind of pull it up to get the front end on the tailgate and then go lift up the back. Well, I guess when I have been doing that, like just picking up the front and dragging it up to get it to be able to set up on the truck bed, I guess the angle that I have been pulling it has been getting the back end of the kayak on the concrete or the asphalt or the rocky shoreline or wherever it is that I'm launching that particular day. It's been dragging the plastic instead of just this, because at the very back of the kayak there's skid plates, like removable skid plates. And those are kind of sacrificial, right? Like those are supposed to be what drags the bottom or drags the ground, because when they wear down, you can just replace them. I guess the angle that I've been pulling hasn't been just getting the skid plates only. So, and I didn't know this. I haven't been vigilant about checking like I need to be apparently. So I had worn that plastic down and actually wore a hole in it. And I don't know how long that hole's been there. Now, the good thing about the links is because it's just mostly foam, you're not going to sink it. Like you're not going to fill the hole up with water because there's no space in there. It's just foam. Whereas like you take a kayak like this, it's got internal storage and stuff. If you got a hole in this thing, it would take on water. You could sink it. You could eventually, you would hopefully realize you had a leak because it would start getting very unstable and be able to make it to shore before that happened. But in theory, you could sink it. The Lynx is unsinkable. But you still don't want that hole there. You don't want any water getting in there, preferably, because that is going to add a little weight, just water getting in around the foam and stuff. And I don't want that hole getting bigger because then you risk the foam potentially starting to get damaged in there. So I was like, well, I guess I'm not using the Lynx today. So I pulled it out of the truck. I put this one in, which, I've stripped this thing down because I was just going to sell it just like a person would get it if it was new, like if you bought it from a dealer. And so I just stripped everything off of this a few months ago. I'm like, well, I guess I'm going to use it today. So I put it back in the truck here, and we out here in it, and I'm going to, when I get home today, I was looking around last night to kind of see online, like, I'm not the first person to damage a Hobie Lynx. I mean, these things, I wouldn't even call it a problem with the kayak. It's just, it is what it is, man. It's one of those things. Like I said, if you're going to go super lightweight, then you're going to have to sacrifice some durability. At least with the materials currently being used in kayaks today, you can't have one. You can't have both. You're going to take one or the other, right? And I'm hoping eventually maybe they'll use different materials or come up with a new design or something so that you can have the best of both worlds, have durability and lightweight. But I really like that lightweight. So I've just got to do better. One, I've got to fix it. I was looking around last night to see some options of what people done. Small repairs, there's a material called Solarez. It's like a epoxy with fiberglass in it. That's what Hobie recommends you use to repair it. So I ordered some of that. But while that will fix the hole, the other parts of the back there that's just been grinded down with me dragging that thing. Oh, speaking of down, here goes this rod down. I'm sitting here flapping my gums. That rod's just going over. I thought he'd let go, but he just rolled. Well, we know we got a blue. He don't feel too bad either. This one don't feel bad, folks. He's just down there, man. He rolled once, but he's just kind of down there. I think this is a good fish right here. Yeah, he just rolled again. That's a good one. Those are big rolls. Yeah, some of them small fish, when they roll, you can just feel it's kind of tight. This one here, I mean, that was a big to-do. This is a good one. He's just going to spin us in circles, I reckon. He wants y'all to get the full panoramic. You just do your thing, fish. I'm here for it. Got nothing but time here. He is not making a hard run. He's just doing what he wants. That's a good fish. Yeah, I'm excited to get this one up and get a look at him. We're gonna take our time with him though. We're gonna have to. We ain't gonna horse this one up. He'll come up when he's good and ready. Another perk of using these light tackle rods, like I said, you can feel that roll down there. Like, you feel everything with these lighter action rods. Man, y'all, this is a strong fish. And the fact that he's not really bolted, like, I wonder if he really knows he's hooked. I mean, he's just kind of doing what he wants. Like, he's just swimming around down there. Like, he's not panicked. He's not concerned at all. Like, he's just doing what he wants. I'm just going to keep some pressure on him. I'm not going to tighten down that drag. With that light line, we can't tighten it down too much. Plus, we got them light wire hooks too, so we don't want to risk bending one of those out. We'll just take our time and he'll come up when he's good and ready. Just kind of keep some pressure on him here, and when we can pick up some slack, we will. Just play him out. This is part of the fun of the light tackle gear, is these fights are going to take a little longer. He's coming back this way. I'm hoping he's not going to find our anchor rope down there. So far, we're good. The anchor's on the back left over here, so as long as he stays out this direction, we're fine. I could come off that anchor, but maybe I should come off anchor, honestly, because this is a good fish. And I hate to come off anchor because we're obviously where we need to be. We've caught enough fish here now. We're where we need to be. Speaking of fish, right there, jumped one up, or one jumped up. I'm excited. I can't get my words out. Here's what I'm gonna do, folks. I'm coming off this anchor. This one here. I've got that float there on my rope holder, so we'll just let this fish tow us around a minute. we probably, one of you, if you want to be helpful, reel in our other line. Here, let's at least reel it up. I don't want to get it snagged on bottom, and I really honestly don't want to get this fish into it. Goodness, there it is. Okay, we got it reeled up. You know, on one hand, it's like we come off anchor, we reel up our other line. If another big fish worked through, we're missing that opportunity to catch him. But if this fish got in our anchor rope, it's probably game over. And he might end up finding our other line there too. So at least now, we've just given ourselves the best opportunity to land this fish. And our anchor rope, it's floating over there. We can go back to it and tie off again when we get this one up and get it done. This is going to be a good one, y'all. This is a whopper, man. And he don't even know he's a whopper. Like he's, I swear I don't think he knows he's hooked. He's just swimming along. Like, I mean, this has been incredible. Like, I can't really do nothing with him. But he's not panicked. Like, he's not, I mean, this is, I can't wait to see this thing, folks. I hope nothing goes wrong with this, because this is, I think this is going to be the golly whopper of the day. The longer the fight goes, the fear is going to be, and of course we have no idea. We have no idea where he's hooked. That friction, though, of that light line rubbing his mouth. Catfish, the blues, like, you know, tearing up my thumb earlier, it's like sandpaper. And if he's hooked deep in the mouth, and that part of that leader line is actually inside his mouth, then the longer the fight goes on, the more wear and tear there's going to be on that line. He could break it. Now, if he's hooked, hopefully he's hooked in such a way that the line is outside of the mouth. Hopefully he's kind of got that hook maybe in the side of the face right there, and the line's on the outside, and then no issues. We'll definitely, remind me, we ever get this fish up, we need to check that leader for abrasion and switch it out before we drop back down if need be. Put a little pressure on him here now. I think he's come up. I think he's on his way up now. I say that, maybe not. I just keep waiting for him to take off. Like, I can't believe he's not just bolted at some point here. This is, I mean, folks, this here is, I don't know how long we've been at this now, but this is going to end up being one of the longer fights I've had. With the light tackle, I mean, the fights take longer, certainly. But most of the fish, even the big ones, still come up pretty quick. This one, though, has just stayed down. He's taking us closer to shore. If we need to get out, maybe if he's big enough that we can't land him, we can at least take him to shore over here. And I feel like we're getting some progress now, though. We'll just try to coax him on up. Man, oh man, oh man. All that progress we made just evaporated, y'all. He has gone all the way back down. All that progress gone. Man, y'all, we have got a monster on. This is a monster. I have no idea. It's impossible to know with the light tackle how big this thing is, but I think this has potential to be a real gollywhopper right here. Just got to be patient and take our time. You know, I've wanted so bad to hook an absolute monster in my Hobie Lynx. And wouldn't it be something that the one trip in forever that I ain't used my Lynx, it would be the day that we get that beast. But hell, if switching to a different kayak was all it takes to hook a monster, I should have done it a long time ago. We just in the right place at the right time, man. We've put ourselves in position, even without the electronics, you know, just using that app on the phone. And that Navionics app, it's pretty accurate through here. Some bodies of water, it's trash. But through here, it's pretty accurate, but you just can't be for sure without being able to see your depth. But we were clearly set up how we needed to be today, because we've got several fish now and Big Mama here. Part of me is just impatient, and I mean, if we were using the heavy gear and hooked this fish, of course, who knows if we even would have hooked it on the heavy gear. Who knows? He may have snubbed his nose at it. But we done have it up. Like, we could have winched this thing up. But part of me, because I'm impatient, y'all. And when you get impatient, that's when things go wrong. Part of me wants to tighten down just a little bit and just to see if we can turn him. If we could get him coming up. We had him coming up, and he decided he didn't want to do that, and he went all the way back down. He is working us closer to shore here. Like, it is going to come up significantly shallower the closer we get to shore, because you can see right there, I mean, we're practically on the bank. We're 30 feet from it. Okay. I don't know that we're making progress on getting him up, or if we're just coming up shallower, but either way here, we're making up some line on him. Y'all, I cannot wait to see this thing. I just want to know what we've hooked. I just want to see it, man. I just want to. I just want to know. I just want to know what we've got. You didn't know you was going to watch a whole video and just be one fish today, did you, y'all? That's what this whole thing's going to turn into. This whole daggone trip's going to be this one fish, and I'm okay with that. Y'all may not be. I guess you could fast forward. There was something over there, too. I guess you could just fast forward to the finale, whatever the finale turns out to be, whether it's landing this beast or losing him. I see some slime on the line right there. Where's he at? Is he going under us over here now? I don't want that. Don't go that way, fish. Don't go that way. We don't want him getting in our pedals over there. Here, I'll tell you what. Let's switch this rod to this side, get it out of the way. It'd be easier to land him on this left side anyway. I'm left-handed, so it's going to be easier to get the net under him over here, if he will fit in my net. That'll be the next thing. If he turns out to be that big, I'm gonna just stand up. Maybe we change our angle here. Maybe we can get him up here, get a better look at him. There's some big bubbles that come up over there. Look at those bubbles that come up. Oh, I cannot believe this fish has never really just, he's never one time just took off and like surged. Like he has just been, yeah, I don't want to put that kind of pressure on that line. This has been the oddest fight. I'm gonna sit back down. I thought maybe if we could stand up and kind of get over the top, with the water as clear as it is, we might could get a look at him, but I don't think we've got him up high enough yet to do it. My arm's getting tired though, I'll tell you that. Well, I wish he had just come up. I wish he had just come up to the surface. I'll stand back up again. At least he's taking us closer to shore though, versus out further in the channel where he could go down even deeper. Oh, I cannot wait to see this thing. I hope we get to see it. I hope nothing goes wrong. This is going to be heartbreaking, and we are going to have some heartbreaks with the light tackle. That's just something I accepted when I started doing this. It's like, the day's going to come where we're going to hook that monster triple-digit fish, and we may straighten a hook or break a line. You know, it's part of the game if you're going to do this kind of fishing. It happens when I'm ultralight fishing. I'm using my ultralight and hook a fish that's 5 or 6 times past the weight capacity of the line, you know, and things go wrong. Runs you across a limb, breaks you off, or whatever, you know, things happen. But I'm really hoping we don't get heartbroken on this one in particular, because I really, really want to see this thing. He just keeps getting us closer and closer to shore here. Like he can't be that deep. The 2 times he rolled though, man, he felt big. And it's funny, he rolled pretty early on in the fight, and he has not rolled since. This thing is so strong. I'm gonna sit back down. Oh, y'all. Again, I'm sorry. It's taking so long. I just can't do anything with him. If this was heavier gear, we'd done have him up and landed for sure. But the lighter gear, I just can't do anything with him. I can't get him up. We're just gonna have to tire him out. He'll eventually tire. He'll tire before I do. I mean, my arm's tired, but I'm in it to win it, buddy. We marathon and not sprinting here. Let me just put a little pressure here just to see if we can. I think if we could get him up, like get him coming up, he would come on. but it's just getting him to do it, steering him that way. I think we're making some progress now. Let me stand back up again. I'm putting my hand on that line and just kind of, okay, I'm feeling resistance. I'm gonna let go. He was starting to come up though. And he's wanting to go back down. Those are some big bubbles that just come up behind us over there as he goes back down. Whew, boy, my arm is going to be feeling it for a little while here, folks. You all are going to have to reel in the next fish. When we get this one landed, assuming we do, and get reset and everything, I'm gonna sit back down because here comes a bass boat down through here. At least we ain't had boats all over us throughout this process. That would have been the kick to the gonads. Wouldn't that be something? You get hooked up to a monster, one like this you can't do anything with, and a barge be coming along or something. You got to get out of the way of the barge, but you can't get out of the way of the barge because you hooked up to a fish. Like, what would you do? The barge ain't gonna slow down. You'd have to give up the fish. Hopefully that, I may have just conjured this one up. I hope we didn't jinx it and send a barge up through here. Y'all, this has got potential, y'all. The longer this fight goes and the fact I can't budge him at all. I mean, those of you that come fishing with me regularly in these videos, like, you've seen me land some big fish on this light tackle. I mean, this ain't my first rodeo here, but like, I don't think I've ever had one stay, not just fight, like just stay down this long. Like, I'm just not, even the bigger fish I've got, like, they come up. We've had some long fights, but I can't recall one that's just been just on bottom and staying on bottom that you just can't budge. I'm confident it's a blue because, I mean, we did feel it roll. We've got him going the right direction now, folks. He's coming up. He is coming up. I don't want to stand up again, though, because that boat wake's about to hit us. He's coming up, though. We're close. We're close to getting to see him. So I thought. We about had him up. And he said, yeah, I'll just go back down. Dang, man, we were so close. We were so close right there, y'all. I thought he was giving up. This fish will not give up. It's like, it's like shark fishing without the run, man. You know, like you hook into a big bull shark and they just won't quit. Like, it's just a long, even with the heavy gear in the kayak, they just tow the kayak around. This thing's literally towing the kayak. He ain't swimming as fast. You know, when shark hits, it just gone, man. It bolts. This thing has never, throughout this whole fight, he's never really ran. He's just walked. He's just been towing us around walking. I'm just gonna put my hand on this line. I don't want him coming up right under us, though. I don't want him getting in our pedals. He's coming up again, though. Let's see if we can stand up. I just want to look at him. I just want to see the thing, man. I just want to see what we're dealing with. We're tiring him down, though. He's come up twice now where we've almost got to look at him. We've about got him wore down. You wouldn't know it by the run he's making right now, though. And those of you, too, following along with the process of making these light tackle rods here, we're getting dialed in for Catfish Sumo. This is the newest iteration right here, which initially I thought was a little too heavy action. But on this fish, I'm glad to have the extra backbone. My gosh, all our progress is gone, man. And he's moving us out now. He's moving us out now to deeper water. So he's going to be able to go down even deeper when he makes his run. Let's see if we can get him coming up. We've had him coming up twice. Surely to goodness, third time's going to be the charm. Come on, fish. It's the path of least resistance, buddy. All right, we're making progress getting him up again. Or so I thought. He didn't go all the way back down that time, though. Well, I may have spoke too soon. Yeah, I might as well sit back down. I keep thinking if I stand up and we're looking down, since we got a few feet of visibility in the water, we'll get a peek at him. I can't even imagine how long this fight's been going on. 20 minutes maybe at this point? I think this is definitely the longest fight I've ever had with a catfish. You know, normally of course the heavy gear, you're gonna have them up no matter what, but the light gear even the bigger fish I've got, it just takes a few minutes. This is a monster fish. Yeah, I'm putting a little pressure on him, and then when I feel him pull back, I let go. Let the drag do its thing. As long as that line ain't rubbing on his tooth patch, we're good. As long as we don't tighten down that drag too much, or keep our hand locked on the line, you know, we can do this all day if need be. Now, if the line is rubbing on that tooth patch, then the clock's ticking. That's just one of them things we ain't gonna know until we can get him up and get a look at him and see exactly where he's hooked at. I'm having the time of my life though, folks. In case you didn't know, the anticipation of this. Every time we get close to getting him up to the surface, man, he does not want us looking at him. Whew, my arm's tired. My back's tired. I'm gonna switch arms a second. Whew, buddy. Boy, I'm so glad we come down here today. I was close to not fishing today to try to fix the lengths, but I'm gonna have to order everything for it. And so I wasn't gonna be able to do nothing with it anyway, and I'm like, well, hell, let's just go, you know? So I'm very glad we've come down here. I'm gonna be happier when I see this dang fish though. I just wanna see you fish. That's all I want. I wanna look at you. Hell, it may be too big to lift anyway. Wouldn't that be something? I've been asked numerous times through the years, what would I do if I caught one too big to land in the kayak? And you know, you never know till you're in that situation. And I've never been in a situation where I had one so big I couldn't land him. So who knows, today could be the day. We got our net, but who knows if he'll fit in the net. We get him tired down, we can go to shore. We gotta get him tired down though first. We're making progress again here. Oh, buddy, we are so close to seeing this thing. So close. Oh my gosh. He's just toying with us. It was just a tease. Just a tease. As he is going all the way back down. Boy, howdy, this is a good one, man. Unedited, uncut. You are seeing everything, folks. You have seen it from the time we dropped baits to now. You are getting the full, the full experience. He went down, let's bring him back up. He's coming up, every time we're bringing him up now, he's coming up more easily. So I know we're tiring him down. It's just, when he turns and goes back down, I just can't stop him. Like that, like, you know, it's like he's gonna do what he wants to do. Oh, okay. He rolled. I thought we had lost him. All we can do is just keep pressure. That's it, man. You just got to take your time, keep pressure. Hope you get a little bit of luck on your side, lady luck. That line is not rubbing, that he's hooked where he needs to be, that he's hooked solid, you know, like there's always the fear too, like could he be hooked in the flesh? And we end up just working the hook out over the course of this fight, you know, like there's so much that can go wrong. But the glory we will have if we land this thing, my gosh. I will be the hero of my story today. We're all the hero. I talked about that yesterday. We're all the heroes in our own minds. But I will definitely feel like the hero of my story today if I can land this beast. Big bubbles. Definitely the smart move. Here's what the one thing we got right today. When we come off that anchor, that was the smart thing. He would have been in it for sure. And reeling up our other line too. He would have been in it by now, so that part we at least got right. This is the damnedest thing. I have never had a catfish take this long, ever. And those of you that have followed my light tackle journey here over the last year, like, I mean, you've seen me catch some big fish with the light tackle, but we've never had one like this that I just cannot do anything with. We just cannot even get him to the surface, get him within 3 feet of the surface to see him. Because, I mean, we've got 3 or 4 feet of visibility in the water today. Like, it's clear, we ain't had no rain. But like that, man, we get him coming up, we make a little progress, and he is right back down. On that little piece of shad, I mean, we're talking, how big was that piece of bait? $half a dollar? $half size? Like, I mean, it wasn't, we're not talking about a big piece of meat here. I mean, that was a, I don't know, 6-inch shad, 8-inch shad. A smaller gizzard, man. Every time though, as soon as he's done running, I put the pressure on him again, he starts coming right back up. Like, he's tiring. I'm tiring too. But one of these times we're gonna get him all the way. Not that time. Watch it end up being like a paddlefish that we've accidentally snagged or something. Now I'm thinking about all the things that it could be that's, you know what I mean? Like, maybe we've got him in the tail, like maybe he rolled. We got him foul hooked or something. I mean, it's a big fish regardless, but wouldn't that be something? This is gonna be a hell of a story regardless. Whether I land him, lose him, it's a huge fish, or if it's a big fish that's foul hooked, like, it's gonna be a story for the ages, no matter how this shakes out. But I just hope it has a happy ending. I hope the knight in shining armor slays his dragon here when it's said and done. And yes, I'm referring to myself as a knight in shining armor. This fish says if you're gonna make dumb fairy tale comments, he ain't gonna be a part of it. He says, you ain't slaying this dragon, Justin. All the way back down. Literally all the way back down. This is just incredible. We make so much progress getting him to come up, and like, he just wants to go back down. He doesn't want to go out, not side to side, just straight down to the bottom. Like, he knows where home is. But he just can't stay down because he's tired. And we just start pulling him right back up. When we do get him up though, like, we just got to make real sure he can't rub this line over our pedals. Like, we gotta, there's stuff on the bottom, like this area right through here on the river, like, there's a lot of snags and debris and stuff. So that's a risk. When he goes back down to bottom, he can get us in that. But when we do get him up, the one thing that could potentially get us is if he run his line, or run the line over our prop in the pedal drive. All right, here we go again. Let's try to put the pressure on him, get him coming up until we feel him change his mind. Now he just changed his mind. Oh, y'all. Golly bum, if I can land this thing on the light tackle, holy cow. Holy cow. As soon as he lets up, I'm putting the screws to him, man. I'm trying to get him up. No brakes. No mercy for this fish. He gets no lunch break here. No 15-minute break, no smoke break. As soon as he's done running, he's coming to us. And then he can run again. I know this has got to be a terrible video, y'all. Most everybody's done fast forward if they were still watching it all. But for me, being out here in the experience, in the moment, like, this is awesome. There's just so much going through my mind right now, like the excitement, the fear, the anticipation, all the what ifs, like, what if this is my triple digit fish? What if it's a big fish but foul hooked? Like, you know, what if I lose this thing at any given moment? How am I going to contain the cuss words that are going to spew out of my mouth on this video that will hopefully remain PG? Like, there's just so many things. Come on, buddy, you're going to turn. No slowing down. If you want to take a break, you can take a break as I pull you up. Let's stand back up. Is this going to be our moment? Is this going to be our moment? Oh my gosh, that's a beast. Oh my gosh, that's a beast. Oh, buddy. Oh, buddy, that is, I gotta look at him. We've seen him. That is a monster. That is a monster, folks. We just got our look at him. I couldn't see how he was hooked, but that is definitely a monster. We're gonna let this boat go by over here, and we get him up like that again, we're gonna net him. Hopefully this boat just thinks I'm snagged on bottom or something. We got him all the way up that time though, man. We got him all the way up. We got our look at him now. Let's see if we can land him. Oh no, that boat's turning around. I hope he ain't coming over here. We just got to get this net under him when we get him up here again, folks. No more messing around with him. When he comes up again, oh my gosh, get to net. Get to net. Oh my gosh, that's a beast. Oh my gosh, that's a beast. We got him. We got him in the net too. Holy cow, we've got him. We've got him, folks. I need both hands to land him, though, is the thing. I need both hands. We need to get this rod out of the way. Oh my gosh. Don't flop out of that net, fish. Oh my gosh, that's a beast. Oh my gosh. It ain't no triple digit fish, but that's a beast. Holy cow. That's the biggest one I've caught on light tackle. Holy cow. Holy cow, y'all. Let me give myself some slack over here. Holy cow. Y'all, I gotta wipe the snot out of my nose. Where's he hooked? Where's he hooked at? I can't see, I can't get to his mouth. Oh my gosh. I want to see where he's hooked. Right in the tooth patch. Look at this. That number one hook. Our line, thankfully, was not in his mouth. There it come. Holy cow, y'all. Holy cow. Oh my gosh, this is a beast. I got two things going on though. We need to get this net moved, and I would love to get a good picture, but I don't want to take any more time. We've had him out so long. I would love to get a good picture though with my other camera, but we're going to roll with this thing. Oh my gosh. This was so fun. I need to get this net moved. Okay. Okay, there's the net. Okay. Can we turn into the sun at least? Can we turn into the sun right fast before we hold him up? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. This is amazing, y'all. This is freaking amazing. Please let me grab my other camera here. I want to get a picture with this thing. I want to get a picture with the good camera. I can throw the footage on to this video maybe with this camera if we need to. Oh my gosh. Oh, oh my gosh. Oh no, that dang camera. It's crooked. Look at that. Yes. Okay. Now, let's set this one out of the way. Let's set that one back there, y'all. Now let's put you all up here. We got to let this fish go. We've tired him out. We've played him out too long. Oh man, I'm wore out. Oh, that's freaking amazing, man. Oh. All right, here's what I'm gonna do. Well, I'm just gonna lean and let him slide into the water here. We'll see you, buddy. Oh. Yes, y'all. Man. God, he tore my hand all to pieces. That was freaking incredible, man. That was a beast. Bam Bam Bigelow, beast from the east, man. We played him out perfectly. I got impatient, but we never really put the screws to him. That line was on the outside of his mouth the whole time. The hook was, we'll have to check our hook, but like it was in his tooth patch. A little number one size hook on that giant fish with a bait that was $half size. Oh man, that's the biggest one on light tackle so far, y'all, so far. Bigger fish are coming though. Okay, all right, let's get back over here and get back on anchor. Let me turn this camera off. Oh my gosh, I'm just, y'all, I'm shaking. I'm absolutely shaking right now. That was incredible. Let's check our line. Let me just make sure. Our leader actually feels really good. Don't feel like it's abraded at all. Maybe a little bit right there, but not bad. Let's check our hook point though. Buried in that tooth patch. It's good too. Okay, all right. Well, let's go back over here to our anchor. We'll retie. I'm glad we came off that anchor. I'm so glad we came off of that. That would have been a disaster. He would have definitely got in our anchor rope or our other line. Oh man, that was so fun. I'm shaking. I'm literally shaking right now, y'all. I'm covered in slime. It's a good day. It's a good day. I can't believe that fish though. Man, he was big. That's my biggest, easily my biggest on the light tackle. We're gonna get bigger than that though. It's coming. There's our float right there for our anchor rope. Got two fellas over here fishing. Let's get back down here and get tied off. We're gonna put on new baits. We'll get reset. Hopefully there's some more fish working through. Golly bum, that was a big fish. Okay. Yeah, let's grab our rope right here. Okay, we got it. Let me get tied back off here. Bear with me a second here, folks. I'm all out of sorts. There we go. Okay. Let's get in our cooler. Let's get us another. Find us another shad. That's here. Oh my gosh. I can't believe that, y'all. I'm just all out of sorts. I don't even know what to say right now. That was so much fun. Such an incredible fight. Start to finish, man. And that fish never panicked, ever. Like, he never surged. He never ran. He just stayed down. Every time we would get him up, he would just go. It's like he would just go right back down. We couldn't make any real progress on him there until the very end. But we stuck with it. We tired him down. And boy, we got rewarded big. Okay, let's put this rod back. Yeah, I'm gonna reach out to Daniel when we get done today and tell him the newest version of this light tackle rod just hooked a whopper, man. Oh my gosh, that was amazing. I'm gonna check this other bait over here. We've got two fresh heads here in the floor, but we reeled this one up. Let me just take a look. I mean, it looks okay. I'm gonna switch it out anyway though. We'll keep it in case we need it, but here we got this other one here in the floor. Here, let me just put this one on. Whew. I'll tell you what, if we don't catch another fish out here, I'm still happy. I'm still content. My day's made, man. We were having a good day anyway. I mean, we were catching some fish. But when you hook one like that, you get a real trophy. Like, that just makes the day, man. That's icing on the cake. Whew. My hand is... These fish have done a number on my hand. Put that back there. Y'all gonna have to bear with me a second. I'm apologizing in advance, but I have got to get this. I'm gonna be having snot pouring down my face here in a second if I don't get this out. I'm gonna try not to do the full nose blowing here in the camera microphone. That It's just that time of year, man. It's allergy season. Every year. They say Tennessee's the allergy capital of the world. I don't know if that's true or not. But I have allergies real bad every year. Everybody I know has allergies real bad every year. We brought in a bunch more water, that fish. Okay, let's get that side. It's another thing I don't like about this kayak. If you keep the scuppers in, you bring water in every time you get a fish. If you leave the scuppers out, the floor stays wet the whole time. Like you danged if you do and danged if you don't. But this kayak, by the way, y'all, this kayak that just done really well with that big fish, man. I've caught some big ones in this thing. When I used it last summer, I caught some big fish in it. But it is still for sale. Well, my videos are about a week and a half, 2 weeks behind at this point, so it may be gone by the time you see it. But, you know, you can look up the ad there on Marketplace on Facebook. I got it listed there. I had listed it there on my business page there on Facebook too. But if you're interested in this thing, I got it priced at $1,750, which is $600 off a new one. They're $2,350 for the new one, so you're looking at $600 off. $1,750 for just the kayak. If you want the wheels too, those wheels are $300 new, so $150 extra for those. So $1,750 for just the kayak, or $1,900 for the kayak and the wheels. If you're interested there, got to pick it up in East Tennessee, of course. I'm not going to ship it or haul it a long ways. Yeah, I had them 2 channel members that wanted it and they couldn't take it, so I listed it for sale. And then, of course, last night I noticed that hole in the links, and I'm going to have to repair it, so I busted it out today. I thought, well, we'll just use it. And it'll beat hooking up the trailer and driving the Hobie Pro Angler down here, because I probably need to charge my battery for the motor on that thing. And I'll tell you this too, I'm glad. I would have rather have hooked that fish in the Hobie Lynx, for sure. It would have been a lot more fun. Oh, hold on. There goes our body section. That's another slow pull. Here we go, another fish. My arm's tired, y'all. I wish one of y'all would take over. I need some help, y'all. Be a fishing partner worth of crap and reel one in for me. I'm almost kind of hoping this is a small fish. And just so I can let my arm take a break for a second. That last one wore me out, just the longevity of it. I had done a bunch of pull-ups last night too. Fun times though, man. That's what's so much fun about the light tackle. Like a fish like that on my heavy gear, it would have been a fight. But I mean, it would have been a 3 to 5 minute fight. Not a however long. I'll have to look at the camera when I get home today and just see what that fight time ran. But like, I mean, that was a long drawn out fight. It was fun. And you just don't get that on the heavy gear. Now this thing wants to run. My gosh. He just took off then. Like a rocket, man. I think he just realized he was hooked. All right. I thought we had a small fish. But now I'm not so sure. I wish this boat over here would go on. Yeah, he's going back down. Now it's a blue. I did feel him roll just then. I keep waiting to bust a big flathead. I'm overdue for a big flathead, man. I've gotten some flatheads this year, but they've been small, except for I got one good one down in Alabama when I was down there for the tournament. But that's been it. It's been a slow year for me on the flatheads. I don't know why. I'm in places where I should be getting them, where I would historically be getting them. I mean, these ledges and creek mouths and stuff, I mean, those are prime places to bust a flathead, especially in the spring. But just ain't been in the cards for me this year. Well, I hope this thing don't get in the anchor rope. I ain't coming off that anchor for this one. I hope he don't get in it back there. So far, he's not got in our other line or the rope, I don't believe, but he's kind of right there under the kayak in such a way that I feel like he could get in it. Okay, I think he got another line then. Or another fish hit at one. It's definitely a blue. I felt him rolling. I'll tighten down just a little bit. Yeah, I think he's in the other line over there, unfortunately. Progress on him here now. We should be about to see this one anytime. This is the lucky rod today, though, ain't it, man? This is the lucky rod right here. We've done got... Oh, man. Am I in the anchor rope now? I think I am. I think he is in the anchor rope now. Is he? I know he's in the other line over there for sure, but is he in the anchor troop? I don't know what the hell's happened here. I should have come off anchor, y'all. I told you we should do it, and you didn't listen to me. God almighty. We got a mess, y'all. I think he's in the anchor rope. Let me give him a little slack. Let me try to reel this one in. Okay, there's our line. What the hell's happened here? Okay. We got that one free. I guess he's in the anchor rope. Bad thing is I don't feel the fish anymore. I think he's come off. I think he got in the anchor rope and popped free. Yeah, the fish is gone. I'm in the anchor rope. Now the question is, do I want to pull the anchor rope up and get our leader? Or do I just want to cut it and leave the anchor in place? Because we know we're anchored where we need to be. The fish is definitely gone because I can feel my sinker bouncing. There's no resistance now. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm just going to cut this thing. We'll just retie on a new leader. That way we don't have to raise our anchor up. Let's get our other line dropped back down. Yeah, that bait's still on there. He didn't knock it off, thankfully. Dang, man, what are the odds? I should have come off anchor. It wasn't as big as the last one, though, but still. I got lazy. I wish y'all would reel one in for me, man. I'm tired of that last fish. Let me grab my purse here, y'all. This is my camera bag / tackle bag here. I got some leaders pre-tied. I tied up a bunch the other day. Yesterday I pulled one out of my bag. and realized I had done something so stupid. I had tied, instead of a hook and a swivel, I had tied 2 hooks on, a hook on each end of the leader. I'm like, my gosh, every time I think I've done about as stupid a thing as I can do, I managed to top myself somehow. Yeah, that'll be quicker than pulling up that anchor and resetting. Because the thing is, like, I'd have to pull out my phone again. If we pull up that anchor and move off our spot, I'd have to pull up my phone and get that app to load to make sure we're anchoring down where we need to be again. And here where we're at, we know we are in the right spot to get fish going in and out of this creek and up and down this channel. So I think we made the right call, just retying. And that leader, I mean, let's be real. It rubbed on the anchor rope. It rubbed on that other line. We caught that big fish. It needed to be changed anyway. So, and I'll get that hook back too. I mean, if it's still good, we can reuse it. But when I pull up the anchor today, we'll have our hook and swivel and everything still attached to it. Probably lose the sinker, but have everything else. Okay, let's get in here in our cooler again. Get us another shad. They're liking that body piece, ain't they? Body piece caught our biggest fish and hooked that last one. Do we have any more big shad though? Yeah, we do. There we go. Well, if I can get there we go, there's my scissors. I'm all out of sorts, y'all. I'm still out of sorts over that big fish. What a fun time that was. So much fun on the lighter gear. Yeah, I got to reach out to Daniel though. And, you know, that's one of them things I got to consider with this lighter gear. I wanted a rod that was going to have enough backbone for the bigger fish like that, but still fun on the really small fish too, you know. And this one here, this newest iteration here, definitely lighter action than the one on the left. But it still wasn't really light enough, I didn't feel like. But after dealing with that big fish, I'm like, you know, when you do hook that monster, having this backbone and this thing was nice. We just got thumped over here on the left. I know I didn't imagine that. I know we got hit. Something just tapped it, I guess. Ain't on there. Well, it's definitely something to take into consideration. You know what I need to do with this rod, and I still ain't done much of it since I got it. So I just got this rod. Daniel just sent me this one here about last week. I ain't caught very many small fish on it. That's what I need to figure out. Like, we know it can handle the big fish. What's it going to be like on the really small ones? Because we want those to be fun too. I mean, like, when you catch a small fish on your heavy gear, it's just, what fun is that? You're reeling a fish in on a damn broomstick. So we want those fish to be really fun because they make up the bulk of the catches, but still be able to manage a big fish when it happens. And yeah, I just need to catch some small fish with that thing. I thought it was going to be a little too heavy, but it was nice having that amount of backbone on that big fish. We were able to subdue it. Took a while, but we were able to subdue it. I thought these guys over here were getting ready to go. Okay, I think they are. Good. They ain't doing nothing to interfere with me. Y'all just know how I am. I don't like talking on camera around people and stuff. I'm weird like that. And I really don't want to be sitting here catching big fish in front of anybody either, because even if they ain't interested in catfish, they're going to tell all their buddies, like, oh, this dumbass out there in a kayak, he reeled in. And of course, the story will get bigger the more times they tell it. I saw him catch a 50-pounder. And the next time, I saw him, he caught one at least 100 pounds. They're like, well, I heard he was using chicken livers. That's what they'll tell. And then all their friends will be out here using chicken livers, trying to catch that 100-pounder. Man, y'all, I'm still just pumped. I can't tell you how pumped I am to hook that big fish, to do it on the light tackle. That fish would have been special, and it would have been fun on any gear and in any kayak. But to do it in a small kayak that's going to get towed around, I mean, this thing here, it don't move like it's not as nimble as the Lynx, because this kayak is designed like a kayak, whereas the Lynx is more like a paddleboard, right? So the Lynx kind of spins on a dime. But still, being in the smaller platform, like if we'd caught that fish in my Hobie Pro Angler, it would have still been fun, for sure. But it ain't as much fun. I mean, there's just something about being in a small kayak. I mean, that's what got me hooked on kayak fishing to begin with. And then as YouTube kind of took off for me, I had to focus on making sure I was getting content. So it was getting the bigger kayak where I can carry more gear, add the motors, all the accessories, do all the stuff that you need to ensure you get content all the time. And then, now the last, I guess about 2 years, my priorities have shifted. Now I don't really give a damn about, I want to get content. I need to get content to do this YouTube nonsense. But most importantly, I want to make sure I'm having the most amount of fun possible. And I want to get content. That's still a priority. But I want to see, can I get away from all of the gadgets and the huge kayak it requires to haul the gadgets, and just focus on the platform, the type of kayak that I'm going to enjoy the most. And I love that Lynx. I hate that it's so fragile, and I hate that I've damaged it, but I can fix it. It's just, I think that's where I was at when that fish interrupted me. I think I was maybe telling a part of that, like I ordered some of that Solarez stuff, and that's for like filling the holes. It's an epoxy with like fiberglass in it, and you can plug the holes with that. But I've got those other weak spots on the kayaks. I think I'm going to either do a fiberglass patch. They make something called a gator patch, which is basically, it's a pre-cut patch. They come in various lengths and sizes, but you clean the area on the kayak, stick that patch on there, let it set in the sun for an hour, and it hardens and attaches, right? So that's an easy fix. It doesn't look good, but it would be functional. Another option is maybe take some Kydex, which is like a type of plastic. And I actually took some Kydex and made a keel guard on this kayak when I first got it, and just put some silicone adhesive around the edges and attach it. So now, like when I pull this kayak up on the shoreline today, the hull is protected with that layer of Kydex. And so I could take some strips of that and put on the Lynx as well. I'm just not certain I don't know how those would hold up. I think maybe the fiber, I don't know. I'm going to do some more research on it today. Because I was doing my exercises last night when I noticed it. And at that point in the evening, it was a little too late to go on a big deep dive on this. So when I get home today, I'll have more opportunity to figure out the best option. The good thing is with the Lynx, again, it's not going to sink. You get a hole in that thing, you still got the foam floating you. Like, I've seen some pictures of Lynxes online, totally beat to hell. Holes in them, I mean, just put through the paces, man. and they still float. But the thing with me is, like, I don't think that Hobie Lynx, I don't think it was designed for people like me. I think it's more of a casual person, a casual fisherman, a casual, just the type of person who would maybe want to go pedal it around, just sightsee and stuff. I think it's more for a casual person. And with me, you know, I'm not purposely hard on gear. I don't purposely try to break stuff. But the volume of days that I fish, the number of days every year that I'm on the water, the number of hours I log, that in itself is hard on gear. Like, I use stuff. Like, when I have something, it's going to get used. And if there is a flaw or a defect, or if something is kind of built to wear out after a certain number of uses, well, I'm going to expose that. Like, I'm going to find that quick. Not because I'm trying to, not because I'm trying to purposely be hard on gear or anything, but just the volume of days and hours that I fish, I'm going to find those defects or flaws. And so something like the Lynx that's not super durable and would be fine, would last forever for a casual person, I'm going to wear through that thin plastic hull a lot quicker than the normal person would. And that's something I've got to take into consideration with that thing. It's like, the first thing I've got to do, well, first thing I got to do is fix it. But the second thing I got to do is I got to change how I'm launching and loading it. I may have to go back to just putting the wheels in, flipping it on the side and putting the wheels in every time. That way the bottom of the hull doesn't ever touch the ground. That may be what I have to do. But it may be a situation where, some of my friends do this, and I never understood it. They'll buy a kayak this year, use it for one season, one tournament season, whatever, strip everything off of it, sell it, get a new kayak next year, and it'll be the same damn kayak or the newest model of it. But most of these kayaks, man, when they come out, it takes so much money for the kayak company to make a mold to be able to make these kayaks. Like, they're not making changes every year. Like this model here, this Native Slayer that I'm in today, they had the old Native Slayer that they had for probably 10 years. Then they come out with this one. This model will be the exact same for a few years. They might change the color schemes every year. They'll offer different colors, but the kayak itself will be the same. So there's no reason, like if this is a 2025 model, there would be absolutely no reason to get a 2026 unless you just wanted whatever new color they're coming out with. But a lot of my friends do that. But in the case of the Lynx, with how I'm going to wear down the hull, apparently, maybe the smart move for me is to I won't say buy a new one every year, but let's say I find a deal on a used one in the winter when prices are low. You find a used one that's been barely used by somebody, been sitting in a garage somewhere. I mean, that was the case with mine. When I bought mine, I bought it used, got a great deal on it, and the person, it had only been used a handful of times. There wasn't a mark on it. So you find a good deal in the winter on a used one, and then just sell my other one in the spring when prices go back up. And maybe I would have a new Lynx every year, and it might cost me, say $200 or $300, and whatever I would have paid the year before for versus whatever I sold it for. As long as I don't like the Lynx that I currently have, that I've put the hole in, I've killed the resale value on it. I've plummeted the resale value. But if I sold before I got to that point, you know what I mean? Like, use it, try to take care of it best I can, but use it, and then pick up a new one each year, I wouldn't have time to wear it completely out. So, I don't know. That's something to think about. Well, I guess it'd probably come down to how easy it is to repair and how long the repair job holds. That'll probably determine it. I mean, if I can repair this thing and it's as good as new and I can adjust how I am launching and loading, then maybe it won't be a problem again. With roto-molded kayaks, these normal plastic ones, these are easy to repair. Like, I'll tell you a story, and I may have told this story before, but I used to have a native Ultimate kayak a long time ago. The very first video on my YouTube channel, I was fishing in the native Ultimate. Anyway, it was a sit-inside paddle kayak, and I had it for years, man. And I would just pick that thing up and drag it. Rocky shorelines, gravel parking lots, concrete boat ramps. Man, I never used a cart, ever. I would just drag that thing. Well, one day, I launch, get in a kayak, I'm paddling. And again, it's a sit-inside kayak. It's kind of like a canoe with a kayak hole, but I'm getting all this water. It's up on my feet. I'm like, where's all this water coming from? Like, sometimes you'll get some paddle drip and whatnot, but I'm like, man, this is a lot of water. I couldn't figure it out. So I paddle over to the opposite shoreline on the river so I can get out and see what's going on. Well, by the time I got over there, the water was up over my feet. And I get out and I look, I flip the kayak up. I got a hole, about quarter-size hole in the rear keel of the kayak. I guess where I had just rubbed it on concrete and gravel and stuff for so long, it eventually wore a hole. And so I had a damn quarter-size hole in the back of my kayak. So, without saying, it ruined my trip that day. But I empty all the water out, paddle back across the river. Of course, the water's up over my feet and ankles again by the time I get back to the car. Dump all the water out again. I come home, and I reached out to a kayak dealer. I can't remember the name of them. They were a native dealer in North Carolina at the time. But anyway, I reached out to them to get some advice because I had never repaired. Oh, hold on. Something hit that bait. I had never repaired one before at that point. And anyway, that kayak dealer, what was their name? I wish I could remember because they were real nice. They might not even be in business anymore. But anyhow, they sent me I paid for shipping, and they sent me a bunch of scrap plastic. And I bought a heat gun at the hardware store, basically like a hair dryer that gets hotter. And you just take and I melted, plastic welded. You heat up the kayak, get the plastic kind of shiny where it's starting to melt. And then you heat up the replacement plastic, and you just start molding them together. Start putting, because the plastic will bond. Once you melt or get the replacement plastic kind of gooey, not fully melted, not liquid, but gooey, and you get the kayak plastic where it's kind of shiny, it will bond together. And you just slowly but surely fill in that hole. And so I ended up filling in the hole, and then I built up the keel where it was stronger. And so it was better than new by the time I was done. And my Hobie Pro Angler, at one point I noticed the front keel of it, the part that hits the concrete, it was starting to get a little thin. It was getting worn down. I added a bunch of plastic to it too to build it back up. So like these plastic kayaks, they are an easy fix, especially if you will be proactive with it and put some more plastic on before you actually wear a hole. Like if I had noticed that Native Ultimate was wearing, and I should have, I was just stupid back then, but if I had noticed it was getting thin and had added plastic before the actual hole developed, it would have been so much quicker to fix. But I was young and dumb and didn't know. You don't know what you don't know, folks. But the Lynx, it's not this style of plastic. It's a very thin layer. And truth be told, if you tried to plastic weld something, you would probably, you would melt the foam inside it too, for sure. But it would probably cause more damage, truth be told. So we'll go with either a fiberglass patch, or we will use an adhesive and put some Kydex on. I'm gonna do some more research and figure it out. But I love that Lynx, man. Like, it's my favorite kayak I've ever had. There's just so much I love about it. And I'm committed to making it work. I've adapted how I catfish, which turned out to be a great thing. I mean, the Lynx was the real motivator for me pursuing the light tackle stuff more, because I had to. It was a necessity. I couldn't mount rod holders securely on it. And the light tackle, I don't need to. So, and once I started doing it, I got into it, and I wanted to do the light tackle more. And now it's changed how I fished. We're going to change this fish's day right here when he gets that hook. He dropped it. But yeah, we're gonna make it work with the Lynx. I'll figure out a new way to launch and load it that hopefully won't be so destructive on the hull. I'm still on the fence about selling my Hobie Pro Angler. The next few, until I get the stuff I need to repair the Lynx, the next few videos will probably be in this kayak. I'm not going to rig up the graph on it and all this, because I do still intend on selling this kayak. I'm going to I need to have two kayaks at all times for this very reason. Like, I had a problem with the Lynx. That sucks. Okay, pull it out the truck, put this one in. We're out here fishing. We're getting content. We're able to fish. We're not having downtime, you know. I don't want to have downtime. But I don't know. I'm enjoying fishing out of the smaller platforms so much more. I don't really want to go back to the Hobie Pro Angler. So I kind of want to sell it, but then at the same time too, it is better for tournaments. The resale value of that thing, man, because Hobie's had all the problems, they've ruined their reputation. Like, they've had so many quality problems and such that it's killed their reputation, it's killed the resale value, and there's so many, at least in my area anyway, there are so many Hobies for sale. Like, you can get a good deal on a Hobie Pro Angler. So you take mine, that's a 2017 model, 9 years old, and has been heavily used. I mean, I've put a lot of hours, a lot of trips on that thing. Certainly not in the best condition. So the resale value of that thing's not going to be very much. And it's like, for no more than I'm going to get out of it, I might as well keep it. But then it's like, well, it's just taking up space and I'm not using it. But I do have the extra pedal drive that came with it that I can use in my Lynx, which came in handy when I went to Florida last year and had that shark knock my pedals off. I had that extra pedal drive with me that I was able to finish out the trip with. So it's nice from that aspect. But who knows, I may be able to sell that Hobie Pro Angler without the pedal drive. Maybe somebody wouldn't want it. They would just use it with the motor, which is what I do. I don't even take the pedals with me when I'm in the Hobie Pro Angler. I just use that motor guide motor. So I don't know. I need two kayaks at all times, but I want the Lynx to be one of them. And part of me thought, well, I'll just get another Lynx. That way I would have replacement parts for everything that might break. But then there's part of me that's like, well, maybe I need a roto-molded kayak too, in addition to the Lynx. That way, if I am in a situation where I need to fish on a windier time period, or maybe going to be fishing somewhere, I don't know, maybe you're doing shallow river drift or something, you're going to be banging into a lot of rocks. Not that I ever do that style of fishing, but if I did, I certainly wouldn't want to take the links in that environment. But a kayak like this would be a lot more, it'd be a lot more durable. You wouldn't have any issues, you know. Then there's part of me too that wants to get an inflatable. I've been real fascinated with that because, I mean, that is the ultimate lightweight kayak. This is an inflatable. I just worry about the Catfish pectoral fins. Those things are like almost knife point sometimes. And so if you got a fish like that big one we caught earlier, imagine we got him landed, right? We're in an inflatable. And it's, I mean, and when you think of inflatable, a lot of you probably think of like a pool float. It's not like that. I mean, this is like, I mean, these inflatable kayaks now, they're like thick PVC material. Like it ain't a pool float. Like they're a hook like we're using, it's not gonna, you're not gonna have a problem, right? Oh, there's a splash right here beside us. Like we're not gonna have an issue in most normal circumstances with an inflatable. But let's say you hook one, a monster like we had earlier, right? And you've got him in the floor. And all of a sudden he starts flopping around. And all his weight comes down on one of those pectoral fins and it hits just right on the floor of the kayak. I could see that situation, that much weight driving that sharp of a point down. I could see that potentially causing a problem. So that is my concern with the inflatable. Now, is that a rational fear? Well, I don't know, because I've not been in one. But I think there's potential there for that to happen. And them damn inflatables, man, like that Hobie inflatable, it's expensive. I mean, it's the price of a normal kayak. Like you're not getting a discount because it's inflatable. So that's been my holdup. If they weren't so damn expensive, I would already have one. And with an inflatable, I don't necessarily want to buy a used one because something like that, I'd like to have the warranty. But Hobie has been so bad with honoring the warranty the last couple of years. People can't get anything replaced. It's like, well, who cares? If they ain't going to honor the warranty, what's the purpose of even having that? Oh, our head. He's back on it again. Let's watch that rod go down. There, he got it. Oh, he got it in. At least he swam out too, away from the anchor rope. That's kind of him to head that way. Yeah, this one here ain't gonna be. This might be a channel cat. Now that we've had a little break, I could probably reel another big one in. This one here he ain't gonna measure up. Well, he says, I'll show you, Justin. Don't talk about me like that. I'll measure however I want to, he says. Okay, all right, fish, you've made your point. I stand corrected. I stand corrected, everyone. What we got here? I saw a tail, but I didn't see the rest of him. Come on, fish, let's get a look at you. Well, that ain't bad. He ain't the channel cat that I thought he was gonna be. He turned out to be bigger. A little fun sizer here. We'll net him and bring him on in. Come on in, fish. Come on in, the water's warm. It literally is warm too. why we had that fog out here this morning. The water temperature's warmer than the air temperature. That whisker on him. Old bifurcated whisker right there. You stink, fish, or is it me? I just washed my bibs the other day. First time I'd washed them in like 2 years, y'all. It was long overdue. He got hooked right in the flesh, didn't he? There he goes. You're worth some front camera time here, fish. I'll allow it. Let me set y'all back up here. Give this fish his moment of fame, his moment of glory. Fun sizer. The sun's behind the cloud, fish. You ain't getting no good picture, but it is what it is. Okay. Oh, there you go. Oh, my thumb is raw on every side, y'all. My thumb's had it. Let's take a look at our bait. We're going to go ahead and switch that out. He's knocked the innards, the stuffing out of it anyway. Let's check our leader line on this one too. Let's make sure it feels okay. Hook point feels good. Let's get our net out of the way. We'll just take one of these that we got laid out here. This one here looks good. Next bait going down. Our DIY camera deal there has worked out. I used that DIY one on the links, but I got a different base, so I had to get creative with that base. But it's functional, it's working. It's getting the job done today. Way cheaper too than a normal camera mount. I made that thing 2 years ago, I think it was, when I was in Florida. I think so. Winter of 24 is when it was, because I just got the links. And I went down there to Florida and I took my other camera mount, my good one, and I was down there in the Everglades. I'm gonna kick back and relax, folks. I'm gonna put my feet up. I was down there in the Everglades and I just got that links. And so I didn't have like a habit at that point, a process of how I was loading and unloading. So I'm down there on the side of the road basically, and I had flipped the kayak on its side to put the wheels in, take it back to the truck. And I get in the truck and I leave, and next day I was fishing on Lake Ida. And I caught a fish I wanted to get a picture of, and I go to grab my camera mount to set it up, and I'm like, oh crap, I don't have my camera mount. And then it dawned on me, it's like, oh no, I left it laying on the side of the road down there in the Everglades. And I knew I was going to be catching a bunch of fish on vacation that I'd want to get pictures of. So I went to a little shopping run, and I got a few pieces there. I went to Home Depot down there in Florida. I got some zip ties and a piece of a T-piece, a PVC that was big enough to put my camera handle down into. And then I went to Best Buy and got a selfie stick that has a female thread, a just a female thread for like a 1/4 size ram ball. And so I had that other ram ball with me down there for my other base there in the actual camera mount. And so I sit there at the damn Best Buy parking lot down there in South Florida and Jimmy rigged that thing together to get me through the vacation. And I've used it ever since. It's better than a regular camera mount because I can easily put my camera from my chest in and out of that thing. It only cost a few dollars. I can't remember what the selfie stick cost. $9.99 or $10.99, something like that, and $1 and something for the PVC and however much the zip ties were. I had to buy a whole pack of zip ties. You know, I was down there in Florida, I didn't have any with me. But yeah, I mean, just a very cheap setup, but by gosh, it works. And so yesterday I took the selfie stick off the other mount that I got on the Lynx and put it in a smaller ram ball, which is mounted. I'll show you here. The ram ball, the Native has these things here for mounting accessories. So I screwed a ram ball in there, a ram ball socket into another ram ball with a 1/4-20 thread that screws into the selfie stick, which then has the piece of PVC zip tied to it. I did spray paint it black when I got home, that way it'd match the selfie stick, because I'm compulsive like that. But yeah, that thing's been functional, man. It's really worked out, so that's become my go-to camera. But I stuck it on here, and I wasn't sure. On my Lynx, I've got a bigger ram ball. I've got the 1.5 inch size. I wasn't real sure that this was going to work out, but it has. It's been functional. It's just with that smaller ram ball, if a fish goes flopping and goes forward into the camera mount, it's gone. It's going to take that thing out. In the Lynx, the camera is a little bit farther forward, and it's got that stronger base with the 1.5 inch ball. So yeah, I put that thing together right there in the damn Best Buy parking lot, and got to get creative sometimes, folks. Time of need. Necessity's the mother of all invention, as they claim. I think I stink. I think it's me. I think it's that damn slime from that big fish that's all over me. But I washed my bibs the other day, folks. I've had these bibs for several years, and I don't think I'd washed them in at least 2 years. I mean, there was slime and mud on top of slime and mud on top of slime and mud. Like, it was layers. My wife probably needs to wash the washing machine after I wash these things, but I washed the bibs and my hand towel, which also hadn't been washed in forever. And now I stink again. That may actually be catfish crap all over my shoe right there too, over my boot. There's more stuff here on the rail of the kayak. But you know what, this kayak here, I mean, this is a good, if this thing was faster, like if I could pedal it faster, and if it didn't have these dang hooks down here that connect your cover on the pedal drive slot, like if it didn't have those, and I could grind those down, like even though they're riveted in, like I could pop them out or grind them down. But, I mean, then this thing ain't going to be held in place, and whoever buys this kayak they would want those. They would want to be able to lock that plate in place. So, I mean, but those are my two big hang-ups, the speed and those hooks when I'm throwing a cast net. Otherwise, this is a perfectly fine kayak. And for somebody like me who, you know, of course, you all have heard me for years being an advocate for getting a trailer to haul kayaks on. I mean, it's a huge savings on your back and makes things so much easier if you have a car. Like, car topping a kayak, even a kayak like this, it's lighter weight. Getting it up on the roof of a car, it's time consuming. It kills your gas mileage. Like, I'm a big advocate for a trailer, but since I got the truck, I kind of like just being able to put a kayak in the back of the truck and not deal with the trailer. It makes parking easier, traveling's easier. Like, it's just, I've been enjoying the smaller kayak. In addition to the fact that I just enjoy fishing out of a smaller kayak more, it's been easier on transport too. So this thing here being 10 foot long, man, even if you've got a standard size truck bed, you can still fit it in easily without the need of a bed extender. Because that's another thing for me. Like, even though I took that when I had the Old Town Big Water, it's 13 feet 2 inches, I think. It's 13 feet for sure. Big Water 132, I think it's 13 feet 2 inches. But I took it down to Louisiana in the back of the truck. Didn't take the trailer. But it's so long, I needed the bed extender. And so then you've got to take the bed extender on and off when you're not using the kayak. And I don't want to do that. Like, I just want to be able to pop the kayak in and out. I got me one of them Harbor Freight utility stands. Perfect bed height. So if I need to take the kayak out, I push that stand up to the back of the truck bed, slide the kayak out onto the rolling cart, roll it out of the way, now I'm good to go. If you got a bed extender on, well, then you got to take it on and off, and it's one more step I don't want to do. I want to simplify and minimize everything I possibly can. Well, we got Carnival Cruise Line coming behind us here, and I guess he ain't going to slow down, so he's going to put off the big wake as possible. Yeah, he's going to wave at us. I'm not going to wave back because I ain't going to use all my fingers if I do. I don't want to be rude today. But he's putting off a big enough wake. It would have been nice for him to have, he obviously saw us because he waved. It would have been nice for him to slow down a little bit. Oh well. Fortunately, fishing out here on a weekday, we ain't seen a lot of. Weekday mornings, you don't see as many boats. It's nice. But anyway, like I was saying though, I mean, this is a fine kayak for what it is. Like, this is one of the cheaper pedal drive kayaks on the market. I mean, yeah, $2,300, $2,350 I think they are this year. That's not cheap by any stretch, but comparatively speaking to other pedal drive kayaks, it's significantly cheaper than them. And man, it's like if I didn't need the extra speed, like if I wasn't, like for instance, if I was just ultralight fishing, this would be perfect. Be absolutely perfect for that. But because I do want to be able to go some longer distances, that extra speed, man, half a mile an hour don't seem like much, but it makes a difference when you're making a mile to 2 mile run. It can add a lot of extra minutes. So that's minutes that you ain't got lines in the water. You know what I mean? So, but this is a fine kayak. Like, it's, hopefully somebody will buy it and they'll have a good experience with it. But it just didn't. It is an in-between the Old Town Big Water and the Lynx, but instead of getting the best of both worlds, I kind of feel like I got not the best of both worlds. Not necessarily the worst of both worlds, but I don't really know how to say what I'm trying to say, but it just didn't work out like I'd hoped. It's fun catching big fish in this thing. That big one we got earlier was a lot of fun, but it's not as much fun as the Lynx. It's not as light as the Lynx. It's not as fast as the Lynx. And then the benefits of the Old Town Big Water, it's not going to be as durable as the Old Town Big Water because the plastic isn't going to be as thick. It doesn't have as much storage space. Definitely not as fast as the Big Water. So, I didn't get the best of both worlds. And I didn't know when I got it because, like, I went down there to that dugout. They're like a bass, basically a miniature Bass Pro, honestly. They've got a ton of bass lures in there. They're a bait shop. But they're also a kayak dealer. And they have Hobie kayaks and a few other brands and Native, obviously. I got this down there. But out back behind their shop, they have a pond. And they allow you to demo the kayaks before you take them out or before you buy them. And so I went down there and demoed this thing because I wanted to see, is it comfortable enough? Is it stable enough? Like, I had questions about it. But the one thing you can't do in that pond, because the pond is so small, you can't really measure speed. right? Like you can't really, because it's not big enough to really get up to speed. You can get some seat time in the kayak, kind of envision where you would want to put things and get a sense for how it feels. Can you stand up? Can you access where you need to access and stuff? But I didn't know it was as slow as it was when I tried it out. And at the time, I wasn't thinking about these hooks. It never popped into my mind that those would be a problem until I threw the cast net for the first time in this thing. And then I was like, oh, yeah, that's a problem. When you got a cast net and it's wrapped around for one of them dang hooks, man. Like it's incredibly annoying. And then especially if it's a day where you got to make a lot of throws with the net. What's going on with our line over here? Why is it at an angle? Do I need to? Oh no, is this thing in our anchor rope? Are you serious? Or am I hung on something? Can't be in our anchor rope, it's all the way over there. Like, what the hell could I have gotten hung in? Seriously, y'all, what could I have possibly gotten hung in? We're suspend fishing. I'm hung in something though, by gosh. I saw my line setting at an angle. I'm like, there's no way. It's not my anchor rope. My anchor rope's over here behind us on the left. Are you doo-dooing me right now? You're doo-dooing me. Are we seriously about to retie again? Oh my gosh, I guess we're gonna have to. I can't believe that. How the hell did we get hung? I don't know. We're hung in something though. Let's cut it. I ain't gonna try to. I guess I could have tried to break off that lighter line. Probably could, or I guess I could have bent the hook, couldn't I? I'm so used to having to cut my line because of using the heavy stuff. That was dumb, y'all. We could have broke off. Y'all should. I'm just out of sorts. No, we could have just broke that off or bent the hook. And, oh well, it don't matter. It don't matter, folks. We will get us another sinker and another leader and get back in the game here. Put that back in my purse. My old Yeti pocketbook there. This thing, I tell you, it makes a good camera bag. It's waterproof and it's got that magnetic seal up top right there. And so it's a dry bag. It's overpriced for what it is, but it's a dry bag and it's got enough air in there. If I drop, I ain't gonna do it, but in theory it should float. Should float my camera if it ever went overboard for some reason. Of course, if the camera bag goes overboard, it means I've gone overboard, so that's a problem in itself right there, ain't it? But yeah, man, the point, I guess, is like, you need to, whatever kayak you get, if you're going to get a kayak, you need to get some seat time in it, if you can, and think about things. Where you're going to put stuff, any accessories you want to mount, how you're going to get bait. Like, make sure the kayak's going to suit your needs. You're never going to find a kayak that's perfect. You're going to have to make compromises. But ideally, you want your kayak to accommodate your fishing most of the time. There may be certain situations or certain types of fishing you do that's maybe the kayak's not, that particular model's not great for, but you want it to be adequate for you, at least on most of your trips, right? So this one here would be fine for a lot of the fishing I do, but the days I just want to make longer runs, not having that extra speed makes a difference to me. And with skipjack being such a difficult thing to catch around here anymore, it's nice being able to throw the cast net. And for me, it's just easier throwing the cast net when I have an open floor and don't have those hooks. Even like when I'm throwing in my links, I got the pedal drive, right? Like I've got my pedal drive in the way, but it don't catch on the pedal drive like it does those hooks. So anyway, maybe one of y'all buy this thing if you want it. I'll cut a deal for somebody. Somebody's gonna save anywhere from $700, it really depends. That bait there still looks good. You know, the new ones now are $23.50, so if you just bought the kayak alone from me for $17.50, that's $600 savings, but then you gotta figure in tax too, depending on where you buy it at. Like if you bought a new one, you're gonna pay $23.50 plus tax. So that saves a little more, and then the wheels, you save another $150 buying the wheels from me versus buying a new set. So, I mean, it could be up to $1,000 difference. But it's still, I mean, even if you go buy a new one of these, like it's still a good value. And I know a lot of people be like, well, hell, Justin, I could buy me a John boat for you could. You could absolutely get you an older John boat and trailer and motor and everything for $2,300. But then you're going to have you a 1985 John boat with an old motor on it, and you're going to put gas and oil in that thing, and you're going to do some maintenance on that motor, and you're going to have to haul that boat on a trailer, so you're going to be doing bearing service and probably replacing lights and tires on that trailer. And it's just, you know, the old saying with boats, bust out another $1,000. It's just always money going into it, versus with kayaks, there's no, I mean, coming out here today, man, this is about as bare bones setup as you can have for catfishing. We've got a kayak and 2 rod holders. There's no graph, which means there's no batteries to charge, no motor, so no gas, no oil, no battery for a motor, nothing like that. You never put a dime in fuel in this thing. And with gas prices the way they are right now, I don't know where gas prices are in your area, but they're high here. We're damn near $4 a gallon here. It's nice not having to put fuel in your boat. So there's a lot of advantages to having a small kayak. Launch it anywhere. I mean, I can literally put this kayak or my links in anywhere. Anywhere. From, I mean, today I'm using a boat ramp, but like I could put them in, man, I've put them, held my links a month or so ago, man, I put in I took that thing down this old service road and put it in this tiny creek you could barely turn around in. Got in there and caught some fish. You can't do that with a boat. Could have never accessed that area. They wouldn't have been able to get to it. Even a bigger kayak, you wouldn't have been able to access it. There's no way I would have dragged my Hobie Pro Angler down there. There's no way. That Hobie Pro Angler is so heavy, if I don't have a boat ramp, I ain't putting it in. So, anyway, I ain't trying to sell you. I mean, everybody's different. Like, I ain't trying to sell you on a certain brand or type of kayak or a certain type of fishing experience. That's up for you to decide. Some people love fishing out of a boat. Some people love fishing off the bank. I love catching fish regardless, but for me, it's just more fun doing it in a kayak, and it's especially more fun doing it in a smaller kayak. So that's kind of become my focus, is getting back to what made me fall in love with kayak fishing to begin with. I got away from that in the pursuit of money, in the pursuit of getting the maximum amount of content, and now I'm at a point it's like, no, it's time to get back to me, to get back to doing what I want to do, how I want to do it. And hopefully I'll still be able to get plenty of content, and hopefully be able to get plenty of people to watch that content But I want to get back to focusing on what's most important to me. So, I don't know. I'm going to find a way to repair that lynx and change my ways of launching and loading. And we're going to make that thing work because I love being in it. But I am going to keep me a second kayak for situations like has happened. And whether it's my Hobie Pro Angler sitting there at home on the trailer, not being used, or, you know, at least this thing, it don't take up much space. Like, I can put it out of the way. I don't know. Oh, I know we got a bite over there on that left rod. You better commit, fish, because I've got my feet kicked up. I'm relaxed right here. Yeah, he just bumped it. Our bite kind of died off, didn't it? This is kind of how it's been for me lately. The later we're getting to this point in the morning now, with the sun being up, bite just dies. It is a first light to really first hour or so after sunrise. That's when I'm getting my activity lately. And then usually and most of my trips are 4 to 5 hours long. The last hour and a half of the trip is just dud. I mean, it's just, the bite's just tailed off at that point. And, you know, with that fish, our big one taking so long and us coming off anchor, let's say we hadn't hooked that fish. How many more fish would have come through during that time period that we were fighting it if we'd been on anchor? Like, we may have caught several more potentially. It was definitely the smart move coming off anchor, though, because he would have for sure at some point in the fight gotten in it or gotten our other line. So that was the play. That's what helped us landing. But coming off anchor and getting pulled off of this spot, which is, I mean, should be right on the edge, right before it starts to come up at an angle to go into this creek. Like, we were in the right place today. And coming off of that, and of course reeling up our other line, took away any chance of hooking any more fish that may have been working through at that same time. I'm okay with that, though. It turned out, because it was amazing. Oh, it was so much fun. And hopefully that fish will be okay. That's one of the concerns with the light tackle, is you're playing out fish longer. And most fish, even the bigger fish I've caught, it's only been a few minutes. It's not a big deal. It's not like you're playing them out for an hour. Plus they get to decompress on the way, because you can't horse them up when you're pulling them out of deep water. They have time to release those gases. And we saw that fish release bubbles numerous times on the way up. So he was going to have no issues being able to go back down. You just worry with a fight that long, did it build up too much lactic acid and maybe not have a good outcome? I don't know. To my knowledge, there's not been any studies done on that. With some fish species, like striped bass, great example. They fight so hard for so long, like they will literally fight themselves to death. Like, they will build up too much lactic acid and they'll just die if you play them out too long. But catfish are a much more hardy species than striped bass. And so it probably won't be an issue, at least on most fish, that you are going to get up. But, I mean, it's possible. It's definitely possible it could be a problem. I'm not going to sit here and talk like I know factual information one way or the other, because I don't. Because, to my knowledge, there just hasn't been studies on it. Catfish don't get a lot of research money put toward them. Lots of money have gone toward largemouth bass. Tons of money. You get out in the saltwater, there's various, sharks, for instance. I love me some shark fishing, but gosh, the amount of money that has gone into, especially like the great white sharks, where they tag them and follow them and stuff. I mean, the money that goes into that, there is a lot of money that goes into that research. I'm getting choked up here. I'm going to get me a swig of water, y'all. I feel like I've ate about 3 pounds of pollen in the back of my throat. But, I mean, there's just a lot of money that goes into certain fish species, studying them and whatnot, but catfish just aren't one of those species. There just isn't. It's never been popular enough species. Hopefully, as more people have gotten into the sport, and it's getting more mainstream attention, hopefully that'll change and we'll get some research money put toward it. But it's like, you know, honestly, and this is terrible to think this way, but at my age, of me being 44, if it's a study, if it's a good study, it's probably going to be like a multi-year study, right? 5 years, 10 years. I mean, you ain't going to learn nothing in a month. So you're going to have a prolonged study, and then by the time the study's done and the results are published, like, how old am I at that point? What's my life look like? What is my health like? Am I still able to go kayak fishing as much then? I mean, that's why I do my exercise every day, my stretches and stuff, man. I'm trying to keep my body in shape enough that I can do what I want to do for as long as I want to do it, but you never know. And the clock's ticking, man. So there ain't, I mean, there's people a lot older than me that kayak fish, but I don't see very many that's significantly older than me that's logging as many hours in a kayak as I am. And it does take a toll just sitting so much. That's why I think I've kind of gotten in the routine of fishing for 4 to 5 hours, because I mean, I can stand up throughout the day, but it's just, you need to get out and move a little bit. It ain't good on your body to sit that much. And I don't care if you're talking about sitting in a kayak seat, sitting in an office chair. You know, you need to get up and move. It just ain't healthy to sit, be sedentary. So I'm trying to keep myself in as good a shape as possible to do this for as long as possible. But you just never know. And these studies take so long. By the time catfishing gets popular enough that maybe some money goes into it for research, and the research gets done and published, well, hell, at that point, I'm too old to take advantage of it. So does it even matter to me, you know? We got another fisherman going in this creek over here. Have I got a fish on this line? I do. He's swimming backwards. I'm like, the kayak's moving. And spinning around. This fish he didn't take the rod down, he took it sideways. Nice to get another bite, though. Our bite really just bit the dust, man. We had our window this morning, and it may turn on again at some point during the day. I'll tell you what ain't turned on, though, is the wind. The wind is actually blowing less right now than what it was when we got out here, and it was supposed to be ramping up today. It's another fun sizer. Well, he's fired up now. He's a nice fish. Hard for me to get too excited over him, though, because we've already had the main event. Boy, he's something, ain't he? He's gonna show out up here. You just get it out of your system here, fish, before we bring you in. Oh, he's gone. He just popped that hook. He popped it and gone. Did he break us off or just pop? He's pop free. Got the quick release on it. Hell, I didn't even have to put hands on him. That's perfect. Get him up. We had our fun. We got to look at him. Hook's still good. Yeah, let's get one of these. Let's get this other head right here. That last shad that we cut. Drop it down. Yeah, I ain't trying to be all morbid and stuff, but I mean, we all have that expiration date. And I do get morbid a lot on these videos. But I mean, you got to be realistic with yourself. And the realistic thing is like none of us know what tomorrow looks like. I've met 80-year-olds that can run laps around most people half their age that I know. I've also met 60-year-olds that are just, their bodies and health is a complete wreck. Like you don't know. You don't know what's coming. And so you kind of got to take each day for what it is and try to enjoy it and make the most of it and just know at some point, whether it's tomorrow, next week, 10 years from now, I gotta get my glasses out of here. At some point, your ticket's gonna get punched, man. And I wanna have as many good days as I can before that happens, but at the same time too, I know it's gonna happen at some point. I'm either gonna die or I'm gonna have some injury or illness that prevents me from doing this anymore. And I want to make the most of it, man. I want to do as much as I can, do this as much as I can while I can. I want to know, here's what I want to know right now. I heard that splashing on the other side of the channel over there. I heard it earlier, and now I'm seeing it. And I can't figure out, is that birds over there? It's got to be birds. Yeah, I see one. It is birds. Okay. I thought maybe it might be carp spawning, doing all that splashing. But there's definitely a bird over there. My vision ain't what it used to be. That's another thing that goes with, since I hit my 40s, my vision has, it's getting harder and harder to thread line through especially when I'm ultralight fishing. It's harder to thread line through the jig heads than ever before. But I refuse to acknowledge the existence of an eye doctor. I'm just we're not gonna go down that path yet. I've had to say goodbye to the hair on top of my head. I've had to say hello to the hair on my back. I'm not gonna say hello to a pair of glasses. And I for sure ain't gonna use contacts. My gosh, I watch my wife, she has contacts. And just watching her put them things in and take them out, I can't touch my eyeball. I could never do it. There's no way. I just couldn't. I could never be a contact wearer. I would have to wear glasses. So the best thing for me is just to not fully acknowledge that I can't see anymore and just not have glasses. How long have we been at this now? We've been at it over 3 hours, man. Let me see what time it's getting to be now. Compare, because it's been about an hour since we caught that big fish, right? Yeah, so it's 9:53. So, yeah, we're kind of in that time period where the bite really starts to go down the crapper, man. It's been over by about 10. Well, my last several trips out, it's been over by about 10. If I'm in a good area where there's a lot of fish, I catch several right there around sunrise, just after sunrise. If, like yesterday, I don't think we were around a lot yesterday. And we got a few, but it was kind of I mean, those of you that watched the video, it was kind of a slow day. It was a fish here, a fish there. I don't know how many we ended up with, 4, 5, 6 fish, something like that. We about had as many fish in the first hour here today as what we had the entire session there yesterday. But that's how fishing goes. Every day you just don't know what you're going to get. Like, is it going to be a lights out day where you catch 30 fish, or is it going to be a day where you get that one big bite? Or is it going to be a day you don't catch anything? Like it could go either way. Every day's a puzzle. That's what I always say. I'm still curious what's going on over there in that shoreline. Is it just birds, or am I seeing some carp splashing too? It may just be birds. If it was carp, you would think they'd be working all the way up the shoreline over here. There's another guy in a kayak over here. He must have launched over there where we did. What else is going on new in the world I should tell you all about? I had an interesting conversation. This has been about a week ago now. Some of you all might be. This guy's got 2 motors on his kayak. Look over here. He's got one on the back and one on the front. That's some dedication right there, man. A bow mount on the front and which he doesn't have deployed, and a stern mount motor on the back. To each their own. So I was talking to my buddy Matt. You all have heard me talk about him before. He was, I became friends with him a long time ago. I met him when I was still travel nursing. And we became friends there on the job, kept in touch occasionally. He's cool. He's like me, we can go 6 months a year without speaking and pick right up where we left off type thing. But he got ordained last year, and he had messaged me because his initials are MLK. His last name's King, and his initials are MLK. And he thought it'd be funny if he got ordained. That way, when Martin Luther King Day comes along, he could celebrate it, MLK Day. And Martin Luther King was a reverend, and so he wanted to be a reverend too, so he became ordained. And he told me that, and I had just gotten engaged at the time. And I was like, have you ever married anybody? And he's like, no, but man, that would be awesome. I'd love to. I said, well, let me get back with you. Let me have a chat with my soon-to-be wife and see if I can talk her into this. And he's like, dude, if she will agree to let me marry you all, I will go anywhere, anytime. Like, you tell me the date and time, and I will be there. And so anyway, my wife went for it. We got a fish here, tapping this left rod. So my wife went for it. And we got married, me and her. We went to Las Vegas. We got married at Caesar's Palace there back in October. And Matt, he came out and done the ceremony. He did great. Did a great job with it and whatnot. And that's the first time I'd seen him in person. And gosh, I'd met him when I was working in Clarksville, Tennessee. I think it was. I done my first stint out there, I believe, in 2013 or 2014. Well, that's where I got to be friends with him. And then I went back and worked there again, I think maybe 2017 or 2018. And anyway, him and I, we just kept in touch and whatnot. And so, like I said, him and I, we can go 6 months a year, not conversate, And one day I was like, yeah, I wonder if Matt's still alive. Maybe I'll message him or something, or same with him. Like, I wonder if Justin's still alive, and he'll call me or something. Well, anyway, he messaged me the other day, and he wanted to get my advice or my thoughts on his plan. So he's at a point in life now. I don't know exactly how old he is. I think he might be a little older than me. A few years, maybe. He might be in his 40s. He might be 50, maybe. I don't know. He's not that old, but I mean, I think he's a little older than me. But he's at a point in life where his daughter's fully grown, and she's got a kid of her own now. So, like, he don't have any kids to raise. He has a dog. I loved his other dog. So when I went back to Clarksville the second time, 2017, 2018, whenever it was, I stayed at his house. He let me stay there when I was traveling over there and stuff. And so I got familiar with his dog, and man, he had this big old Great Dane. This thing was huge, man. I'm like 6'1", and this dog, its head would come up to my waist. I mean, it was a huge dog, but it was the biggest baby, and anyway, it ended up dying. It was old, but it was old back then, but it died. And he had gotten a puppy as his other dog had started aging. And of course now, it's been so many years now, what was the puppy is now old. And so anyway, he messaged me, and he says, I think when the day comes that my dog dies, I won't have any responsibilities here. Like, my daughter, she's grown, and she's got her own family now, and it's just him. He's single and whatnot. So, like, I won't have any responsibilities. I'm thinking about leaving the country. And so he was in the military once upon a time, and apparently spent some time down in Panama. And he said he'd been doing some research on, like, the expats living down there. Like, people who are American citizens, but they go to Panama to live. And he's like, I can go down there with the money I have saved for retirement and live like a king. I can get a visa down there, because he's a nurse too. So I mean, like, he can get a visa to work down there. And he's like, I can go down there. I can still come back home, because I mean, that's important. He wants to be able to come back home, visit his grandkid, and visit his daughter and stuff. But he's like, I can go down there, live like a king on the money that I have, versus being here in America, where I'm going to have to work a lot longer before I can retire, and everything gets more expensive every day. Quality of life here is going way down. He's like, man, I can get some land down there. He's kind of an outdoorsy person, he wants to kind of have like a homestead type thing. He's like, I can get me a piece of land. I can hire some help. I can live an amazing life and do it way cheaper than what I can do here in America. And so he hit me up to try to get my advice on him, like, to see, like, is there any corner he's not able to see around? Like, is he so blinded by the possibilities that there's something that he's not considering? And he loves it. And it's not like he's picking Panama just at random. Like, he spent some time there when he was in the military. He said he loved it. He loved it there. Now, he ain't been back in a long time, so maybe the country's changed since he was in the military. But, like, he's familiar with the country and the culture and the lifestyle there. And I was like, man, Matt, I think it's a great idea. Like, you've got nothing keeping you here. I mean, other than his dog. And like I say, he's not going to move until, his dog eventually dies. But she's at that age where, again, not to be morbid, but everything's got a expiration date. Unfortunately, our animals, even though they're like babies, they die too, unfortunately. And so he's like, when something does happen to his dog, and, he's been travel nursing all these years. So, like, right now he's out in Nevada. working, and I don't know where his daughter, I don't know if she still lives in Tennessee or if she moved too, but either way, like, it's not like he's close proximity to his daughter and grandkid now. Like, I mean, it's a airplane flight to go see them currently. So whether you're flying from Nevada to go visit with your kid and grandkid, or you're flying from Panama, like, it's still an airplane ride either way. So I'm like, you got no responsibility. You already know the country and the lifestyle. It's not like it's going to be a big shock or adjustment to go adapt to a new culture or anything. I'm like, why not go for it, man? You know what I'm saying? Like, you can always come home. It's not like he's giving up American citizenship. Like, you can still come home. If you go down there 6 months a year and you're not enjoying it, you're not liking it, or maybe you just miss America or whatever, like, come on back. Like, I think it's a great idea. And so hopefully he's going to do it. And you better believe, buddy, I'll be taking me a trip down there to Panama if he does too. I'm like, hell yeah, I'm going to have me a free place to stay in Panama, buddy. But it's an interesting lifestyle. I've never met anybody that has done it. Now, I've worked with some travel nurses who have gone to, like, Puerto Rico or Virgin Islands, these places that they're United States territories, but they're kind of their own thing, right? Like, when you think of Puerto Rico, I've been there. I've been to Puerto Rico. Like, it's different. The culture's different. There's some English. It's mostly Spanish-speaking people, especially when you get out of the big city, the San Juan there. It's mostly going to be Spanish-speaking. It's just a different culture down there. It's still an American territory. It's part of America, but it's a different culture. And so I've been there. I've worked with nurses who have been to the Virgin Islands and Puerto Rico and places where they've been there long enough that they've kind of adapted to the lifestyle and culture and stuff. But you see stories and videos, and there's a lot of YouTube channels and social media stuff of people who are going to, Americans who are going to places like Panama, like Matt wants to do, or other places in South America, or Thailand is a big one too. Apparently it's really cheap over there in Thailand. And these Americans will go over there, and because of the American dollar's value compared to that particular country's currency, you end up being able to get so much more for your money. Now, you give up modern conveniences in a lot of cases. Like, as far as, there's things here in America that you probably would take for granted. I mean, if I leave my camera mount on the side of the road in the Everglades, I can go to Home Depot and Best Buy and build me something to get me on the water, right? Well, if you, in Thailand, you probably don't have a Home Depot and a Best Buy to go to. I don't know. I've never been to Thailand. I don't know. But I'm just saying, like, you may give up some of those conveniences. Depending on the country, you may have to learn a new language, or just accept the fact you're not going to be able to maybe make friends and communicate as easily with the locals there. But, like, if you can get past that, if it's strictly a financial thing, if you're just sick of the rat race here in America and you've got some money stashed away, like, you can do well in another country. Go over there and thrive. Whereas here, like Matt was saying, like, he's been real good with his money and stuff. Like, he's been putting back, and he paid off all his debt and working toward retirement and stuff. But it's like, because everything's gotten so much more expensive here in America, he's not, even when he retires here, he's just not going to live the same lifestyle that he's going to be able to do there. And because of his military time, like this was another thing he mentioned, like he's got whatever the hell their health insurance is there for military people. Like he's got that for life. So, I mean, like he's going to save a lot of money there in healthcare expenses over the long term. And I mean, I just think it's a good idea. It wouldn't be something I would recommend for just anybody. But in his situation, since he's already been there when he was in the military and knows the lifestyle and the culture and loved it and can save a bunch of money, and we're going to save a fish here if he let go. Probably just old dink tugging on that one over there. But yeah, I don't think it's a bad idea. I hope he does it. I mean, I hope he don't do it soon, because if he does do it soon, it means his dog died, and I don't want him to go through that. But when the time comes, I hope he does do it, and I'm gonna go visit. I forget the name of that. Was it Panama Canal, maybe? There's some canal over there. It would make sense that it's named the Panama Canal, but I don't know if that's the case or not. But he had mentioned when he was there in his military days, he said, he told me the story of catching peacock bass in that canal. And he said, man, it was so full of fish. Like he said, you didn't quit fishing because they quit biting. You quit fishing because you're just tired of reeling them in. Like he said, it was the best fishing he's ever had in his life. And you know me, folks, I love me some peacock bass. And the ones in Florida are nice, but like that's nothing compared to like their native homeland. Like they're going to get bigger and thrive farther south down there where they're actually native to. They just put them in Florida. They were stocked in Florida. They're not native to there. The Florida Fish and Game started stocking peacock bass to try to control the other invasive species, because the climate down there in South Florida, the water's so warm, it's tropical, that a lot of the aquarium species could thrive. And when people would take their pet fish that they couldn't, that outgrew the aquarium and they didn't want to flush it down the commode, they'd just take it and throw it out in the canal out back. Well, those fish breed and they just take over. Florida is full of invasive species, not just fish, but I mean all kinds of wildlife and reptiles and snakes, everything else. But in the fish specifically, the Florida Fish and Game got the bright idea that they would stock peacock bass as a way to try to control those other species. Now, I don't think it worked because there's still a bunch of exotics down there. But it did make a nice peacock bass fishery, because once you get, I think they're only as far north as like West Palm. Anything farther than West Palm Beach, it's too cold for them. They won't make it. But from West Palm Beach down to Miami, the water's warm enough for them peacock bass to live and survive and do well, but it ain't the same, and you ain't going to get them as good a fishery as what you're going to get in their native homeland. So I would love to go down there and do some peacock bass fishing where those things are from. And if I could have a free place to stay, hell yes, sign me up. I'd like to go back to Puerto Rico and fish too. When I went there, I went to Puerto Rico. It was before I started doing YouTube. But I took my mom there to Puerto Rico. It was when she finished her cancer treatment. This was back, I can't remember when it was, 2014, 2015. Anyway, she had finished her cancer treatment. So I was like, we're going to go somewhere and go to a beach, get away from home, get away. And so we went to Puerto Rico, and I hired a fishing guide down there. Took me out on a day of tarpon fishing. Caught several tarpon. It's the only tarpons I've ever caught. I've got them down there in the Keys. But I think I did hook a baby tarpon, a small one, on my first trip down to the Keys when I was down there fishing with Elias. I lost it, but I'd hooked it. But anyway, I caught several tarpon down there in Puerto Rico. And I remember that fishing guy telling me that he made a comment like, the people in Key West wish they had tarpon fishing like we do down here in Puerto Rico. Apparently the tarpon really thrive down there in Puerto Rico. I guess it's just better conditions, climate, whatever for them. And we caught several. The dude, we were in a boat, and he was just freelining live bait on a, he was using braid for the main line and a leader of, I guess, mono or fluorocarbon, and a circle hook, toss a live bait out, throw it out. He had 3 rods, all freelining, and we just drifted. And man, you'd hook up. We caught some big tarpon too. I would love to go back down there and do that, especially from a kayak. The problem is, like, there ain't no way to get a kayak there. You'd have to, I guess, rent one, or, there may be possibly a kayak. If there's not a kayak fishing guide service in Puerto Rico, and there may be, I don't know. If there's not, they're missing an opportunity. Even if it's just somebody who would rent kayaks. I could take my own. Of course, it'd be expensive to take the fishing gear there on the airplane, rods and such, but that would be a fun trip. Go down there and spend some time in the salt water there. Maybe get some tarpon, maybe get some different kinds of sharks, some other species and stuff. That's the thing I love about saltwater fishing, is there's just so many opportunities to catch fish. Like, if you just take some live shrimp and beat the banks, man, work. Like when I go down there to the Keys and just throw the live shrimp along the mangroves, or throw even pieces of cut shrimp along the mangroves, you're going to hook a variety of species. You get there around the docks and places right there where we stay at, so much life, man. You just catch lots of fish and hard pulling fish. And then you get out in the ocean, you start trolling or drifting with live baits, man. Like, it's just, saltwater fishing is just different. Everything fights harder. It's, and maybe I think that way because I don't have access to it all the time. So when I do go down there for my yearly pilgrimage that I've went on the last few years, it's more meaningful. It's more special because I don't get to do it all the time. So maybe that's part of it. But those fish do fight a lot harder. And there is more variety. Like if I go ultralight fishing here, let's say me and you, we were ultralight fishing day. We were throwing some gulp minnows or some worms, and we started here in this creek and we just worked our way along the shoreline, throwing them worms or gulp. We're going to catch some bluegill, maybe largemouth bass, smallmouth bass, maybe a yellow bass, white bass, maybe a drum, maybe a channel cat. There's a handful of species we could get, right? But man, you go out there in the ocean or the salt water, whether it's inshore or offshore, whatever, but you just throw a live shrimp. Oh my gosh, the number of fish. It's just, there's so many different species, and they will all eat a shrimp, because shrimp in the ocean is like shad out here. It's the bottom of the food chain. So, I love it. And, of course, me and my wife, we've got that timeshare now I bought at the place down there that we stay at in the Keys. So we got 2 weeks there every year. I'm looking forward to going. I'm not looking forward to the fall and winter getting here, because our timeshare weeks are in November around Thanksgiving. But I'm certainly not trying to wish my life away. But I do look forward to going. I don't like the drive down there. It's a long drive to get to South Florida. But once you get there, it is unbelievable fishing. And so I would love to do that in Puerto Rico if I had access to a kayak. You know, and if Matt does end up going to Panama, hold on, we got a fish on this right rod. Oh, he bumped it. But if Matt does go to Panama and is going to be there for a while, I could have him, or hell, he may get a kayak himself. I don't know. But I could store a kayak there if I could get a decent deal on one in Panama and have it. Maybe go down there once a year or something. And I wouldn't even need a fancy kayak, man. Just something to get me on the water so I could get a hold of them peacock bass. Maybe get out there and drift around in the salt or something. I think me and my wife will probably end up in Florida living someday. When our responsibilities here are no more, we'll probably end up there. We went and looked at a house recently, not too far from where I live now. It was just a little bit bigger than our current place, and it had a pond and it had a 2-car garage connected to the house, a much larger garage off to the side, and then a storage building. I'm like, that's perfect. That's what I need for all my junk, you know. But it was already, by the time we saw it, it was already under contract by somebody else. And then there's another house I saw yesterday that's where I put in at yesterday. It was on the way to there. And it's a very nice property for the money, for the size of the house, and it's got 8 acres and a garage, and I mean, it's a nice place for the money. But it would put my wife about an hour away from work. And she doesn't have to work, but she chooses to. She likes her job. It's what she always wanted to do. And she went to school for this, so like, I hate to take her that far away where she's going to have to be, because not only is it like an hour away, but then you got to factor in interstate traffic. The fact the interstate backs up all the time. There's a wreck. I mean, it would be a commuting nightmare for her. Whereas now, she can be at work 15 minutes from where we live now. And then it's like, too, do we really want to pack up and move? Because you know what it is. I mean, some of you all out there watching this video, listen to this, you've probably moved at some point in your life. It's a lot of trouble. It's a lot of trouble to move. Pack up everything in your house, move to a different location. Like, it's an ordeal. So, do we really want to do all that and move to another place here in Tennessee when we'll probably end up moving somewhere in Florida at some point in the next decade? You know, it's like, do we want to move twice in the next 10 years? So I don't know. You know, of course, again, you never know how things shake out, but the perk of living where we do is the place is paid for. I mean, the house is paid for. It ain't costing us nothing except for just normal monthly expenses, electric bill, internet bill, things like that. Occasionally something will go wrong. My hot water heater's at that age. I expect it to go out any time. In fact, I can't believe my hot water heater, it was replaced when I bought the house in 2006. So my hot water heater is 20 years old. It's going to go out at some point. That'll be an expense. My roof was replaced in, gosh, I can't remember now. 2010, somewhere between 2010, 2012, I guess, my roof was replaced. So, you know, it's a matter of time. It'll be another big expense. But for the most part, just your normal average month where you don't have anything go wrong, no unexpected expenses, my house don't cost very much. My electric bill, for the most part, is reasonable, although we did have our biggest bill ever over the winter. But I mean, it's reasonable. Property taxes have went up, but still reasonable. I do have the power lines on my property from TVA, so I get a 20% discount on my property taxes because of that. When I mow my yard, I know where every stump is at. You know, like that's a big deal. Like, you know, there's familiarity. It doesn't cost anything at this point. It's already paid for. My house isn't going to decline in value. Like the longer we set on it, the more it's going to be worth. I mean, my town has gotten huge. It's not gotten huge and like the size has gotten bigger, but the population has grown the last few years. And so it's getting harder and harder in my town to find land. And I've got 4 acres and I'm right in the city. I mean, technically I'm in the county. I don't have to pay city tax. I only pay county tax. But I mean, we're a mile from Walmart. We're 2 miles from the interstate. Like we're in a good I've got a school. If a person's got kids, I got a school just down the hill from me. Like, we're in a good location and we have land, and that's harder and harder to find in my area. The land that was farmland and tracts of land and stuff, that's getting built up. Subdivisions are getting put on it, apartment complexes, or somebody will buy 3 acres and put on a little cluster of 6 houses or something. Like there's not a lot of property left in my area. So, you know, my house isn't going to go down in value in the next 5 to 10 years. So anyway, there's a lot of perks to staying where we're at. It's just with me and my wife and the animals and her new Lego addiction. She's into Legos, man. Like, she's into it. That's her new hobby, Legos. Of course, I like my wrestling figures, but I can't find the new set of wrestling figures. They ain't hit Walmart yet. So, you know, it's one of them things. I guess you're never really content with anything in life. You're always looking to improve in some way, whether it's upgrading a kayak, upgrading a house, upgrading a size of fish, getting your body stronger or more healthy. Like you're always looking. Nobody ever sits still for long, even though we probably should. Spend more time being appreciative for what we have versus looking to the next big thing. We'd all be better off if that was the case, if we could make ourselves do that. It's not human nature, man. The human species didn't evolve and survive as long as it has by being content with living in a cave back in the day. No, it was always progressing, always moving forward. That's in our DNA. It's who we are. Even though our lives are pretty good right now, I mean, we've got everybody in America, I mean, it's expensive to live here, and this country has its problems. I talked about a lot of that yesterday, or the last video there. It's still, I mean, we all have a pretty good lifestyle this day and age compared to what we would have had. Even if we were rich 200 years ago, like, we're still living better today. It's better to be poor today than to be rich 200 years ago. Your health care is better today, food's better, everything's better for a poor person today than it was for a king or queen 200 or 300 years ago. So we live in a good time in life, but it's just hard to be content and appreciative. Like, you have to be consciously aware of it, because if you don't intentionally think about how appreciative you are for what you have, your mind will do what it does, and you'll be focused on the next big thing, the next mountain you're going to conquer. That was a big thump. Did something inhale that bait, or did something just bump into it? I don't know if it was on camera, but I saw it out of the corner of my eye. My rod tip went kabonk. My line is still at an angle right there, ain't it? Nope. Just make sure we still got bait on there. That's a pretty good thump. The bait still looks good. Still got part of its innards hanging out there. Let's send it back down. Nice to get another bite anyway. Bite, I mean, it's died off here, folks. We've gone through that point in the morning where it just, those fish, they've either moved on or they've shut down. I'm gonna give it a little while longer. I thought we'd be blown off the water by now. The wind is supposed to be really bad today. We've got this weather system coming in tonight. It's gonna dump some rain. We need it too. If we get some rain, we can actually get our water level up to where it needs to be. But the wind, I mean, it's not blowing. When we first got out here today, it was blowing out of this creek. The kayak was facing the other way. And now it's calm. Like if the wind's still blowing, if it is, it's shifted in such a way that we're shielded here. So like we could fish as long as we wanted to today, but if they ain't gonna bite, they ain't gonna bite. And I am gonna have to come out of the shirt at some point too. I put on another shirt under this one today because it was a little cool this morning. Not cold, but chilly enough. I mean, it was, I don't know, low 50s this morning, but that's cold to me. I'm a pansy in the cold. Colder than I wanted to be, so I put on another shirt, but now it's hot. It'll be about 80 degrees today, I think, so we're at that point in the morning now. I'm getting hot. I need to come out of this thing. So what I'll probably do, my camera battery will die here shortly anyway. It lasts about 4 hours. I'll probably end the video, come out of the shirt. I ain't gonna strip down here on this video because some of you probably watching this with your wives and girlfriends. And Lord Almighty, if your girlfriend or wife saw me strip down, that'd probably be the end of your relationship because I'd be a homewrecker. She'd be coming through that screen after me probably. But anyway, I'll probably end the video, come out of the shirt, and then fish for a little while longer. If this was a normal day and the bite had been shut off for as long as it has, I'd probably already be gone. But since we got that monster earlier, we know that there's at least one big fish kind of in this area right now. Maybe I stick around a little longer. With those fish, man, there's something about time periods, man, and I don't know what triggers them, but I've fished enough, and I'm sure you have too. Even if you're just watching my videos, you've seen it. Like there are time periods when we're anchored on a spot. You just have these windows of time where fish turn on, they feed, and then it stops. And at some point today, it'll turn on again. You know, Buck Perry always said fish would turn on and feed 1 to 2 times a day. And it's just a matter of, are you going to be on the water when it happens? And today was our day. We were here in the right place at the right time when that big one come through. And that will be a battle I will remember for a long time. I can't wait to, well, I'll probably, before I even get home, I'm going to pull up the footage there on my phone. I can use my phone app to see the video footage. I'm going to get some pictures there off my other camera. Take a look at that fish. That was a big fish. He wasn't anywhere near the 100-pound size I was hoping to get, but I'm eventually going to hook one. I'm eventually going to hook that 100-pounder. It's coming. The day's coming, folks. One day. But that one, I mean, it certainly wasn't triple digit quality, but I mean, it was the biggest one I've hooked on this light tackle. And I'm so glad I brought this kayak instead of my Hobie Pro Angler. Wish I could have caught it in the Lynx. The Lynx would have been, that thing would have, it's just, I can't, if you've never fished off a paddleboard, it's hard to describe the difference between a paddleboard style hole and a kayak hole. I can't easily verbalize it, but like when you do both, you'll easily know what I'm talking about. Like if you've done both, you understand what I'm saying, but it's hard for me to describe. But it's just different, man. It's just so much more. I love that paddleboard style. But the second best thing is being in a smaller kayak like this. So I'm glad, if I couldn't be in the Lynx today, I'm glad we had the experience of doing it in a small kayak. That's the thing, man. My Hobie Pro Angler just sits there. Like, I haven't been using it at all. And I'm not using that trailer at all. And I'm like, man, if I got rid of that, if I got rid of the Hobie and the trailer, I would literally have half of my carport back. I could actually park a vehicle under the carport. What an amazing concept that is. Like, it would actually be possible. And that trailer is so heavy. Like, it's a big, heavy-duty trailer. I don't know if I could pull it easily with my car anyway. Like, I mean, I wouldn't right now, but like if something happened to my truck, if my truck broke down, which hopefully it won't. I mean, it's only a year old, but you never know. But like if it did, I don't even know that I could pull that trailer with my car, being as heavy as it is. I never had a problem towing my other trailer, but that little jet ski trailer I had and the kayak, I mean, you're talking everything combined less than 500 pounds. So, I mean, even a compact car could tow that. But hell, that trailer alone weighs a few hundred pounds. Throw in the weight of my kayak, the motor, the battery, all that, cooler. I don't know if my car would, I'm sure it would tow it. It's just if you had to lay on the brakes, that's what I'd be most concerned about. It's not actually towing it that would be the problem. It would be if you had to stop abruptly. What happens then? Or are you going to be able to stop in time? We got Carnival Cruise Line coming here again. I don't even know if Carnival Cruise Line still exists. I guess people still go on cruises. I haven't seen any friends, any Facebook friends or anything post cruise pictures in forever. I don't know if that's kind of a thing of the past or I'm just not in that crowd. I don't know. I've talked about cruises now, so social media will probably show me a bunch of cruise advertisements. This big boat though, he's got big weight coming off him. He did slow down, but he didn't slow down enough to control the wake. It actually made the wake bigger, honestly. I would rather them slow down to an idle before they get to you, or just do like that first big boat that went by did and just keep going. The worst thing they can do is slow down, but not idle, because then the wake gets bigger. You can see it there as he goes by. Hopefully you can see him. You can see through my net. Yeah, we're gonna get rocked a little bit, it'll be all right. This kayak's stable enough, you can ride it out. It's a small kayak, but it's still got some stability. I mean, I can stand up, pee, which I'm gonna do as soon as I turn this camera off. Stand up and land that big fish from earlier. Like, that's stable enough to me. I don't need to be able to do a handstand on this thing. I just need to be able to stand up, land a fish, pee, throw a cast net. If a kayak is stable enough for that, that's all I need. And kayaks just keep getting bigger and bigger and more stable, and like, you get to a point you lose that kayak feel. And I don't want to lose the kayak feel. That's the whole point of fishing out of a kayak, is the kayak fishing experience. So, I do need to pee though. Now that I've talked about peeing, I really do, I really do need to pee. I acknowledge, it's kind of like me being half blind and needing glasses. I don't acknowledge it, so it doesn't exist, but when it comes to peeing, I used to have what we called nurse bladder. Like I could, if it was a real busy night in the ER, man, you may not pee your whole 12-hour shift. You'd finally get to the end of your shift, give report to the oncoming nurse, and stand there and pee for like 2 minutes straight because you've had to hold it all night. And I used to be able to do that. But nowadays, I can't do it anymore. The days of nurse bladder are over. I try not to drink much when I'm out here doing these unedited videos. That way I don't have to pee sooner. But I still need to pee soon. I tell you what, I need to pee now that I'm talking about it. Hell, the camera battery's about dead anyway. I'll tell you what, here's what I'm gonna do, folks. I'm going to wrap up the video. I'm gonna pee. I'm gonna come out of this other shirt. I'm gonna sit here probably another 30 minutes. Maybe an hour today, since I'm not gonna be able to fish the next couple days anyway. And probably call it quits after that, but I don't have much confidence that we're gonna catch any more. Maybe just an occasional dink tap here, maybe a small fish or something. But I think our window was when we were catching our fish earlier. And then you've seen it, it's just it's died off. We're at that point in the day. But y'all, I'm gonna fist bump it one more time. That was an awesome fish. I know most people either probably didn't watch it or they fast forwarded through it, but it was an awesome battle. And to do it on the light tackle rods, it was pretty incredible. I'm more into this light tackle stuff than ever before. So you'll be seeing a lot more of this, and you're gonna be seeing some more of this kayak here next couple trips until the supplies I need get delivered and I'm able to fix the links. But I will be back in that links. I will get it fixed. I will repair it. We will move forward in it, but gonna be a little while. So anyway, y'all, thanks for coming with me. What a trip it was. I'll see you next time.